are live. I see one person is in. Latanya. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a really, really good one. Okay. Just want to make sure y'all can see me. All right. So who's ever coming in, go ahead and click in. We're not gonna get started yet. I just had to come on this live 10 minutes before four. And yeah, we're gonna get it. We're definitely gonna get it started. I'm waiting on yes, Latanya, use the link. You gotta use the link in order for me to bring you in as a guest. Use the link. Um, this is going to be very interesting, um, for real. Because we finna talk about it. I think it's something definitely we need to talk about. I got some information earlier today from one of my cousins, and she said some crazy shit like, "Oh, yeah, men cheat because women." What causes a woman to cheat is the fact that the man cheat. And that's not always the case. It's not always the case at all. You got a man cheat and a woman cheat. Women, I feel like, y'all cheat off emotions. Y'all too damn emotional. And y'all go out there and do some fuckery. So yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it. I got Marcel coming on. I got a decent amount of people coming on tonight. Because I think this topic is definitely going to be it's a good topic. It's something definitely we all need to talk about because everybody got different perspectives. Every man, woman have a different perspective on what it is that when it comes to quote unquote man cheat, women don't cheat, or women cheat and men don't cheat, and why uh you know the man and women cheat, and why not talk about that amongst some of my friends and some of my homegirls, and get their perspective on the whole ordeal. So Latanya, just click the link and I'll see you. You'll pop down. You'll pop up down here. And then I can add you to the conversation. I done sent out all the links. If anybody want to join this, anybody, you want to join the topic, you want to join in the conversation, I can send you the link and you can definitely come on. Because this is gonna be a good one. Definitely gonna be a good one. The reason why I made it, this this time I picked was because I know people get off of work. Um, I know I've been off work. I'm on the East Coast, so it's going to be 11 o'clock here in 4 minutes. So you got to guess. Latanya, bring her on. Add to the stream. Just like
Oh
that.
my god.
Oh my God. What?
You can hear me, right?
I can hear you. Oh, I can
Okay.
definitely hear you.
Never been on a podcast, so I'm just letting you know
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. Besides, we know you in traffic.
this. I know I'm about to mute myself. I'm just testing out the broadcast.
I'm trying to rehook my headphones. Hold on. Why do they want to do this now? Hmm. Should have other people coming on right now. Don't mind me. I'm looking down here on my laptop because I got all the comments up.
It's not 8 yet, so they probably gonna start coming in like 8:05, 8:10.
Nah, Marcel normally on time, so I know Marcel. My homeboy,
he got 2 minutes.
my homeboy Trayvon, he just got off of work, so
Sorry, I'm gonna be on
y'all.
two different devices.
Oh, that's fine. That is more than fine.
It is so crowded out here.
Well, you in the city.
It's just I liked it when it was like we was on the first level. This second level is open, like you see the world. It's crazy.
Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Alright.
Let me make sure my headphones is connected.
You got a whole little studio.
I got mics and everything.
That's what's up.
Oh, nope, I want to do that. So now my screen froze. Give
I'm
me
about to
one
put
second.
you on my tripod.
Hold on.
See.
See how everybody talking about they want to be a guest. All right, Kyle, I'm gonna send you the link, bro. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. I'm gonna send you the link right now. I'm gonna put the link in
You okay? You okay? Oh my gosh. Why you got me on a big screen?
oh my god. I had you set up where it was the three. Let me send this link out.
I wonder if I cam down, how do I add a picture?
How you add a picture?
Goodness,
You can do that, what you
edit
just did.
recipe. Can I even?
You would have to
Ooh,
put a picture in your what's name.
edit audio avatar.
Yep.
Ooh, I gotta have no memory in my iPhone. There we go. So
Yep,
weird.
it's 11:02, and people still not on. So we are
Massage shoes.
going to
Okay, that's cool. Why is it not working?
let's see something real quick. So how do I upload? How do I upload? 1 second. 1 second. We're gonna get started, Erica. Erica, we're gonna get started. We are going to get
This
started.
is weird. How did you upload your avatar?
How did I upload my avatar? I did it through the
That is weird.
oh, perfect. We got people on. Hold on. So why is my
Come on,
headphones
bring
not
somebody.
connecting, yo? This is whack. This is super whack. I promise y'all. Super whack. I can't get my headphones to pop up. All right. Add to the stream. Who this we added to the stream? That Kyle?
No, I'm
So
gonna
you
be
know what?
outside. I'm probably not too good.
Can't nobody see you, bro.
Outside, man. Go to my car.
She said it's like it's the topic these days. Yes, Erica, it is the topic these days. So I was like, we might as well go ahead and have this conversation because I feel like it's something we definitely need to talk about.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I
Did
can't
you
hear
mute your
you.
mic? Did you mute your mic?
What happened? Ooh. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
I can't
Can
hear you.
you
I'm gonna come.
can you hear
I'm gonna
me?
go out and I'll come back in.
All
I
right. Can
think
you
it's
hear
my
me?
service.
My brother guy, how's it been, brother?
I've been good, bro. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. Complaints ain't worth shit nowadays, so we ain't got time
Yeah.
for them.
Nah, nobody got time for that shit. That's just what it is. I'm trying to figure out why my headphones are not, why they're not connecting. But oh well, it is what it is. I can hear everybody very clearly. So yeah,
About
man,
those
we're gonna definitely be talking about. I mean, the topic of discussion. I was waiting for Marcel to come on too. But topic of discussion is Why do men and women cheat? And I tried to get women on here because I honestly want to get their
Man,
perspective on why do they cheat? Like, what are they?
I don't
And
necessarily
because
seeing too many women exposing one themselves because they gonna kind of feel like in order to get the perspective on that subject, they probably gonna have to be cheaters themselves. So kind of putting themselves in that.
hey, I mean, that's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this conversation. Because like you said, in order to in order to do that, you got to be honest about the situation. You got to be real about the situation. And that's what this is. This is the whole reason why I wanted to talk about this. Is the fact that, okay, is a woman really gonna say that she cheated? And why? Like, why did you cheat? And we ain't talking about a double standard here because, is it a double standard with women and men cheating? Yes,
Of
it is.
course,
It's a big double standard, if we're gonna be honest about it. But at the end of the day, men don't just cheat just to cheat. Now, the reason why I say that is because you have women who are very emotional. They go off emotion. So if they cheat, 9 times out of 10 is because, you know, it's out of emotion. With men on the flip side, I feel like, you get some men who cheat because they're not getting it at home. Or they're not, something's going on to where, they like, fuck it, I'm gonna do what I do. The time you got something to say to that? Because I mean, I'm just giving out the input. I mean, the input that I've got. You know, you got something to say to that? You can say
Um, I just sometimes I think that's an excuse. Like to
okay,
say he wasn't getting it. I don't know.
okay, that's understandable.
Because it can be
That,
all types of things going on that can cause a man not to get it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we hold out. And, if you acting up, then yeah.
yeah. So that's that. So if he's acting up, he's not getting none. Erica says she's right. So if he's acting up, he's
Thank
not getting none.
you.
So because he's acting up, he's not getting none. What is he doing to act up?
I mean, it could be, signs of, if it's cyber cheating, if it's, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know how you catch a guy into being curious about another woman?
Hmm.
curiosity killed the cat. Damn.
That's what it
Very much
sounds like, bro.
so.
I
That's what it
I
sounds
mean,
like.
but in the terms of that, like the whole cyber cheating thing, that's a itchy and scratchy subject because you can see your woman leave the house in a dress and you can tell her before she leaves she look bomb and beautiful and she'll post a picture on any social site and you don't like it. But if you like some other girl's photo, it's a problem. But it's like because they don't feel the same appreciation in the sense because you didn't like it on social media, but I liked it in person. That social media is dangerous.
What up, Trey?
What up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. Fresh off of work, man. I just tap in
Okay.
with you one time.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. But yeah, the
Yes, sir.
question was, why do women and men cheat? And Latanya gave a good point of, she feel like, she's holding out because of what the man is doing wrong.
Okay.
Scouring the internet, looking at, other shit he shouldn't be looking at.
Right.
She say, that's what causes. I don't know. What you say, Latanya? What
Infidelity.
causes men to cheat?
That is tough, man. Social media is a tough thing. Me personally, I've been in a relationship with my girl for like the last 10 years. So we've been through it all when it comes to the up and downs. And when oh, go ahead. My bad. And so
No, you good.
like what bro says. Oh, the keys over there. Oh, yeah. Like what bro said, the social media thing is crazy. But why do men cheat? I think with man is so many plethoras of women out here, and it's guys out here that really do want to be with one girl, but it's a lot of girls. I mean, it's a lot of guys I feel like that just don't know how to be in a monogamous relationship. They just don't, you know what I mean? But with a and also it can be it's just different. With a dude, we know what we want, and 9 times out of 10, the girls we dealing with, we know we don't want them, and so
Mm.
we get into these relationships with women that we kind of like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and we think we like them, and we act like girlfriend and boyfriend, and it just takes a like you said a follow or a double tap or something like that, and he folded. And I feel like women cheat for different reasons. I feel like when they do cheat, it's more emotion involved. It's more emotion involved. With guys, we
That's
really
it.
don't. There's no emotion with guys. It's just just sex or whatever, or it's just a double tap, just ass. You know what I mean? It's not nothing serious. We don't care about the girl. Like even the baby boy, like I fuck them girls, but I don't love them. I love you. Like I know it sounds crazy and it sounds strange, but I don't know why. That's just I don't know, man. Just wired that way. I don't know.
Yo, I didn't use the Book of Jody so many fucking times, bro. The Book of Jody is real.
The
Y'all
book of
crazy, yo.
Jody is real.
See, this is my thing about it is the fact that okay, with men, we people really don't talk about it, but if you really want to be honest, we like to conquer shit.
These are facts. These are facts.
We like to venture out, you know,
Hmm.
and like you said, Trey, if the woman is not what you want and you just in it just to get some ass, it's not going
Yeah.
to be that. It's going to be, oh, I just want this, and there's no emotional attachment to you. We
Right.
just
Right.
this is just something I want to have. This is on my bucket list.
Yeah. This is for fun. This is just it's a sport. It's a sport. We a lot of dudes look at it like a sport. Like I'm doing this for fun. I'm good at it. Um, but like what I tell my sisters, I got two younger sisters. One has a son, and the other one's a little younger. Well, I always kept it real with them. Like if you looking, like I tell my sisters, and I tell my female friends, if you are looking to date, right? And what you looking for as far as your core values, like if you're looking for marriage, talk to niggas that's talking about marriage. If you see that nigga on the second day y'all talk and he already talking about fucking, baby, you know what that
Okay,
is. Let
you know
that
what that is.
go. Let
You
that
got the
go. You
cheat
know what that
code
is.
as a brother.
As a
See, and people
brother,
don't
you.
understand you. You got
Hmm.
the cheat code as a brother. We giving you
But
game.
yeah, females feel like, oh, like they got that it coochie that just gonna change this nigga. Nah, it's not you, baby, and it's nothing. Trust me, it's nothing wrong with you either, love. But it's really him. He don't know what he want, and then if you see
No,
that this nigga's folding off the rip, baby, cut him off or get what you gonna get out of him. Fuck the nigga, get
yep.
some dick, and move on
Move
amicably
on.
because you know what that shit is. You know what that shit is.
Yep.
You know what
I
that
mean,
shit is.
that's easier done for women
That's
because
true.
they vagina is tied to their heart in most instances, and then our dick is tied to our brains. So the head for head, lips for lips, that's some real shit.
Hmm. That's some real shit.
Latanya, what do you as a woman? I mean, this is the reason why I wanted to get the woman. I got my best friend in the comments right now, and she is just everywhere. But
She is
Latanya, what I mean,
still cheating, by the way.
what do you take from the conversation so far?
I mean, that's a whole lot to process, but when it comes to perspective, um, you can always have like that conversation with the man, and they can have the same. They can the feeling can be mutual at that time, but I don't know, men switch up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. We catch feelings. I ain't
they
gonna
We
lie. I ain't gonna front. We catch feelings too.
Yeah, for
We
real,
catch
for
them.
real,
If we
for real,
being
for real.
honest, I mean, we gonna catch them. Especially if somebody we say, oh man, this is just a hit and run. Shit, it always turns into something else.
It always turns to something now. Now you got a kid or something.
Yeah. Or you move on, but then you bounce back.
Right, right. Yeah, dude's good for recycling. We good for. Hey, hey, is she willing to take me back? Fuck it. What's up?
Let's
What's
do
up, big
it.
head?
Yeah, for real. For
But
real. You
but I
know?
know it's tough. But I know it's tough for females because, like, even if you get a nigga that's like y'all having the same conversation, y'all on the same level, and that he'll just fold. He'll just fold. Um, for whatever reason. I know it's niggas out there that's weird as hell that's gonna tell you everything you want to hear. He gonna do everything that a guy that likes a girl supposed to do, and then you liking this nigga, and next you know it's like you bombarded like what the fuck? I didn't know this nigga was capable of this shit. So I know it's fucked up niggas out there like that. So that's why I try to just tell sisters like little things like if you putting out a certain energy and he's not reciprocating it, dip. You know what that is, dip. But at the
Yeah,
same time, when you dating, you got to be willing to take that risk. That's the risk factor in dating. It's hey, you know what I mean? Like you bound to get hurt. You bound to get hurt. You bound to get misled. Just give your coochie away wisely.
facts. That is a fact. That is
Give
a
it
big
away
fact.
wisely.
What? Are
Because,
you serious? Are you guys
because
serious? This is so not fair. I feel like I'm being double teamed.
No,
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 you're
no,
not.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
you're
no,
not
no,
being
no.
double teamed at all. It's the fact that we're speaking from a man's perspective. Like,
Exactly.
if any woman is listening, like, we literally trying to give y'all some game on
How we
what we
operate,
do
how we think.
and how we operate. Because for the simple fact, it be women trying to tell us how we operate when we know how we operate. Oh no, man, do this, man, do that. No, this is it.
Right.
This is clearly it.
Yeah.
You get y'all having y'all head what y'all take and interpret in y'all head of what we are and what we
Yeah.
do. And that's not
Yeah.
always the case. That's not always the
Yeah.
case at all. You got some men who know what they want, but you got
Hmm.
some men who don't know.
That's a
Like you
fact.
got some women who don't know what they want. You got some
Yeah.
women who do.
Right.
Another conversation that goes with that is the women when they do get hurt, most of them put up those walls and those barriers, and by the time a man gets to breaking that all down, he's done. Like he's out of it. Like we get the prize money. Like
Yeah.
she had to do all that work
Yeah.
just to get it. Now you want more work just to keep it. I understand the work to be applied as far as continuing the value, but most of the time we looking for our reciprocity in that too. Like, look at the wall you just maybe climbing to get you. You got to do some work for me. I ain't put up no wall, but it's something that got to be done. I need to understand that my value in this relationship is equal. Can be
Yeah.
in
And
man.
I feel you. Yeah, and that's why I tell my sisters too. Like, first of all, like before you get in any relationship or call yourself talking to a dude, love yourself first. Get to know who yourself is first. Know what your value is. Know what you bring to the table, and make that motherfucker chase you. Make a nigga gonna chase what he want. Nigga gonna chase
Yep,
what he want. So if you giving him a yard, if you give him an inch, niggas gonna take a yard. You know what
yep.
I'm saying? So if you gotta be stuck up with your coochie, be stuck up with your
It's stuck
conversation,
up.
by all means do that because then you getting rid of what's not for you. You
Yep.
getting rid of what's not for you. But I've been around niggas who get girls thrown at them. So it's like it's
Hmm.
crazy. It's crazy like looking at it because it's like say a nigga like a regular nigga like me want to talk to like a girl that a lot of dudes want and she may go and deal and like take my conversation in, but she steady chasing that nigga that ain't even got her stored in. You feel me? But when it's a nigga like me right here to give her ready to give her the world, she got me on in that Ease Bay, but she still chasing a nigga that ain't got a story. And I seen like a nigga that's like really popping. Like I mean, we in his car and girls jumping this nigga car while we're in Burger King's drive through. You know what I mean? It's like I seen girls throw themselves at men. So and then just willing to do any and everything. And so as men, when we see that, it's like, yeah, it's crazy, man. This especially right now, relationships are crazy, bro. It seems like men or women are fighting right now where they can't understand what relationships are, and it's crazy.
We are, yeah, we really are. This whole generation of dating and, courting each other is
Nobody court no more.
wow. It's
Nobody
yes.
court no more. We're not doing that shit.
I
Oh,
know, but we need to go back to that. What?
courting. Nah, we're not courting. No, nah. See, and this is and the reason why I say that is
That
because
ain't even right.
like you gotta know what you want. Like it's
Right.
no, like there's no in between now. Like we already
Yeah.
did that. Like oh, we done
Right.
been on dates. Yeah, you gonna date for how long? That
Right.
shit gonna that shit gonna turn into a 10-year sentence.
Man, look at your boy, man. 10 years.
You know, and and
Ah, my
and, and,
AirPod
and,
died.
and then people get married and then they can't deal with each other. It's
Maintain
like
it.
I've been dealing with you for 10 years. Like you know what?
Yeah.
You let because we got married, switch the
Yeah.
game up. All it is a piece of paper.
Yeah.
All it is
Yeah.
a piece of paper. Like what? I mean, and that's the other question. Why is it that our generation is so afraid of marriage?
I don't
What
know, cause
is it?
I want it. I want it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because everything is like sexualized. It's like
I think a lot, yeah.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. My
I
bad.
think it's control. I just really think. I'm sorry for
We
interrupting, but I think a lot of people want to control from a male and a female perspective because I've seen like aggressive ass women that want to control shit and use certain things to get what they want out of a man. And even with the male, and when you're in a relationship like that and try to dominate, control like right in the middle, and people are controlling nowadays, and they care about themselves, so that's
Yeah,
why
because
I think
I
it's
feel like a lot of that is because I
Not
think that's
selfish.
what me and my girlfriend have issues with control. Like she think it's a power struggle. Like I be wanting to fight for power and she be fighting for power. But I think it's just our thought of love and marriage is distorted so bad. And that's another thing I tell my sisters too. Like when you dealing with a dude, ask that nigga, did he grow up with both parents? Because if they don't, you get your simp from your mama and your pimp from your daddy. And if he just getting all sent from his mama, you running into some emotional, mental, unmental stable dude. But
Mm,
I don't know, man.
no,
It's tough. It's tough, bro. It's a lot of things I feel
I
like that
can't
contribute to
put
it.
all those type of men in the same blanket because it
Oh
is
yeah,
some of them that roll that roof from the concrete. But for the most part, yeah, that's very important. Just like in a sense of dog, you're not supposed to take a puppy away from their mom until they get a certain age because there's certain behaviors that the mom checks when
right,
as a puppy is growing up. The same thing with children, especially young boys, that dad is supposed to introduce them to authority. That a lot
right.
of the kids, the men, boys that get shot by the police didn't grow up with fathers in their home. They don't have
These are
that
facts.
respect for authority just to shut up and let's get the fuck up out the situation. Let's get home. Then we can go ahead with lawsuits or whatever we trying to do to get our, you know what I'm saying, whatever we need out of that. But it does come down to that. If they don't got respect for authority, honestly, if the man don't treat you like the men in your family do, you should let him leave him by the roadside. That's what it comes
Facts.
down
and
to.
that's key. That's key because if for a woman, you have to watch how that man treat his mother.
Oh
Right,
God.
right. These are
If his
facts.
mama's a bitch, you gonna be three of them.
If it's
Oh,
if it
I heard it from a male's perspective. This is the
if a
first.
man if a man disrespects his mom and don't listen and don't take heed of what she's saying, yo, it's time to kick rocks
Dip, baby,
because
dip.
he is gonna be no
Oh
good for
God.
you.
Not
He
at
gonna
all.
treat you like shit.
Yeah,
That's just cold
yeah,
game
yeah.
right
They
there.
manipulative, all that.
And if
Oh
the
God.
mama, and this is another one though. If the mama is always, oh my son don't do this, my son don't do that, oh my
Oh
son
yeah,
ain't
Red
this, my
flag.
son ain't that, it's time to go.
yeah. That nigga crazy.
Yep.
She
He
is
don't know how to take
delusional
accountability
as
for nothing.
hell, and
Yeah,
she
them niggas
she
that get
is
saved by their
he ain't
mama
gonna be
too
no good for
much.
you. Because guess what?
He
He gonna be
and he
looking for
probably
you
ain't
to do
never been in a
everything.
fight with a nigga.
Right.
He probably never fought another male in his life.
He gonna be looking
That's
for you to do
important.
everything. This
That's
woman.
important. Ask this nigga, has he ever had to throw hands with another male outside of any man in his family trying to see if he got hands? If he ain't never threw hands in these streets, I'm trying to tell you it's a no. I'm trying to tell you that's 100% real game. If he ain't never had to throw, I don't care what the situation was. If he never had to throw hands in these streets, that's a no. That should be a red flag for you women. You gotta understand that. He ain't willing to never put his hands on another man. He might put his hands on you.
These are
That's a fact.
facts. These are facts.
That's a fact, yo. You know, like it's very important. Like I got a daughter now, and I got five
I got all
sisters.
daughters.
You know, I got five
Dang.
sisters, bro.
You got
Like
all
this is
girls too.
not. It's my youngest sister just started dating, bro. She's 23.
Oh man. Oh man.
So I seen for the first time her boyfriend, bro. I'm 3,000 miles away. As soon as I seen that video or that picture, I was like,
What's
who's
going on
that?
here? That's
Who's that?
crazy.
Like you got these today, these dudes today, you got to understand, like you said, what's very important is they upbringing. Who's raising them? Who's raising them?
Yeah,
Because it's gonna tell a lot about their character.
yeah,
It's gonna tell a lot about who they are
yeah,
and where they're going.
yeah.
Because as men, we when you have a game plan and you know what you want, like I said, when you know what you want, you know what you want.
Right.
And you're gonna do and ain't nobody and can't nobody in this world deviate you from that plan.
Nah, nah.
And vice versa for a woman.
Facts.
If a
And
woman knows what she
that's
wants,
true.
she gonna
But
step to you like she know what she wants.
yeah, but
Now,
I understand how difficult it is for a female or a woman to try to navigate her way through uh a manipulative type of guy. You know what I mean? Because like I said, niggas they'll sell you a dream, bro. They'll
yeah,
sell you a dream and have you all in love, and next you know they got a whole family on the
whole
other
family on that
side of
side of the
town.
country.
That's just the risk you play in this game.
Yeah,
You play a love. That's just the risk you
yeah,
got to take.
yeah.
You just gotta try to notice the signs as fast as possible before you get too caught up. Cause a lot of niggas ain't shit. A lot of niggas ain't shit. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
But
Hey, bro, that's what it's
at
all about. Because
the
you
same
got to
token, as
go
we
ahead,
try
bro.
to say, it's important about who is teaching this man how to be a man. Ultimately in life, who is teaching those women how to be the type of women that is marriageable. Because
Right.
a lot of the clashes that we get into with the women, especially nowadays, like a lot of them are independent. There's nothing wrong with the independent woman. Your dependence upon self is very important. But a lot of times that don't work in the aspect of love because y'all want those same traditional aspects of love, but you so wrapped up in being independent that don't work for you. Tradition and independence for women just not on the same accord. So it's like the circle that they have of teaching them how to be moms and housewives. Those women that left, they went and started their own business. So it's no longer that they got a lot of women have the instinct in them how to do things around the house and even be maternal, but who's really teaching them and instilling it how to do this shit to perfection? It's kind of crazy. It's a different world, like I said, we live in.
So, Latanya, this is my question to you. What type of men do you normally attract? Not that normally approach you, that you can read, like, oh, yeah, this nigga's no good. What type of man you normally attract? Erica, you next. What type of man you normally attract? I'm asking you next. I need you all in the comments.
Man, that's it's not a tough question, but environment plays a role because I can attract men on so many different levels, but for the most part, I've attracted like hood guys, but will have their shit, you know what I mean, together. But then I'll attract, successful men, and I just feel like it. Sometimes it don't matter because men are just men. Like,
That's true. Maturity is a big deflect in a lot of us men. We don't mature as
it's
fast as
just
y'all
so much
women do.
stereotype of like women like in hood guys or successful guys or high value man. And what is his name? I can't think
Kevin
of his name.
Samuel? Kevin
Yes,
Samuel?
like he is a complete fool. Like I get him and everything, but like like I don't know.
I
Well,
think a lot of
he
his
speaks
tactics,
to a
I think a
certain
lot of what
different
he speaks,
demographic of type of men. He don't speak
yeah.
for like every man. He really speaks for a specific type of man that like most men aspire to be. Because a lot of women that go on the show, they say they want this six-figure earning guy, and that's what he's basically telling you. You gotta bring something to the table that the six-figure guy is gonna want. It can't just be about because you're bad. Like his approach most of the time isn't correct. I don't agree with it, but most of the stuff that he says is true.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. a lot of the things he say to me personally, I feel like be dead on a little bit when it comes to women. Because like you said, these women want what their grandma had, but they
But
ain't
they
doing
ain't
what
trying
their
to be their
grandma did.
grandma.
They're
Jesus
not doing what their
sandals.
grandma did.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
and
Like
he explains that too.
you want these men to come home and give you that check, like my grandpa used to do. Like my grandpa, man, my grandpa was in the military. He was an army vet. He came home, seized candy. He was an informant for seized candy to make sure everything was working around the city, around the country. You know the seized candy that sits right there in the Ladera Heights,
Yep,
if I'm not
the heights
mistaken.
right down off of the hill. I
That's the
know
one he
exactly
used
what
to
you're
work
talking about.
for, bro. That's the one he used to work for. And I kid you not. Every time my grandpa came home, my my grandpa put that check in my grandma's hand. My grandpa bullshit you not. Or my grandpa dropped dead in my auntie apartment in 90. Bro, he had a shitload of money in this. They found money in his damn shoe. That my grandma didn't want for shit. Every new Cadillac that came out, she had. Like these women today want what grandma had. The privilege, the shit, the everything, the money, want man to come drop off that money and all that stuff, but they you can't even clean. You don't even clean properly. You don't even take care of the house. While we go do 60 hours a week, making sure everything is taken care of.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The struggle of the independent woman. She's so most of the time wrapped up in her career and she didn't even have time to really grasp the aspect of what it is to be more or less. I don't want to say a wife because that's a horrible thing to subjectify a woman to as far as your wife, because relationships are different all across the board. But those traditional sense of marriage, like bringing home the check and giving it to your wife, that exists in some households. But best believe that household, that woman is cleaning the house every day. The kids is taken care of. She's probably cooking every meal and has his bath water ran when he comes home because he didn't just put all 12 hours on his feet. You think a man wants
Hmm.
to do 12 hours on his feet and have to cook his own meal and clean his own clothes? Like, I mean, I'm not saying the man can't do that, but shit, I got to get up for work in the next 12 hours and do another 12. I don't really want to spend my time doing it. I want to spend my time relaxing and eating the food that I pay for cooked already. The hot
And, and,
water that
and
I pay for, bath water ran already. The
that's
house that I
and that's
provide, I want that clean already.
and that's the point. Erica's saying in the comments, she's saying partnership, it should always be. Erica, you're right. Partnership. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, and this is one thing I try to get people to understand. If the man decides to pick up and leave, right? And the woman is at home taking care of everything. If the man pick up and leave, what do you have? What do you have? You don't
Well,
have
that's
anything to fall back on. So it's very important that, like you said, Eric, a partnership. So it should be two. Two is better than one. Two is better than one. And partnership is always good. If you have some understanding, everybody relationship is different. Everybody marriage is different. You know, God, you may go out here and meet somebody that makes six figures and say, hey, I don't want you working. You stay at home. Do you honestly want to stay at home? Is that something you really want to do? Because at the end of the day, if they get up and leave you, what do you have? They basically fucking uh just fucked up everything for you, pretty much. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I always felt like two is better than one. If I'm making six figures, yeah, that's good. That's great. Yeah, if my wife want to stay at home, she can stay at home. But me personally, more money is better than just one income. That's just me. That's just me. Everybody's
right. But
different.
I feel you on that point. But if if I want my wife to work, I don't want I can't aspire her to keep a household clean and have my food. If she's working at the same time as me, then most of that traditional stuff has goes out the window. I only
Yeah,
think it should exist in a household where the man is paying all the bills and doesn't have the woman to work. If she's independent, making her money and doing all that, I wouldn't expect her to. Shit, we can hire a maid at that point if our money is right.
That's just
And then a lot of times that's what it comes down to. Most of us men should just hire a maid. And, girl, I only want you for pussy. I don't need you to clean my house and cook my food. I pay people to do that.
that's why you try to find someone where y'all both like have like the same core values. Like if y'all don't have the same core values, it's just not gonna work. If you okay with your wife not working and you paying the bills and she's okay with that, then that should work. If you okay with your girl going to work a little bit and y'all both work and bring y'all incomes in together, that's how it should work. Not, where y'all core values aren't the same. And that's why I always pose this question too, is that are men and women these days taught how to love the opposite sex? Does your mom raise
Mm.
you to tell you how to love a woman? Does your dad tell you, or does your mom, vice versa? Like I don't think we ever get that. We ain't never taught. And then coming from somebody like me, I was raised by a single mom, so I didn't see um
No, but what you just
I
said you
didn't
didn't
see love.
see.
I didn't
It's an
see
example
love.
thing too.
Between two people. I mean, I had to kind of learn on my own. And then what messes things up nowadays is that people are learning on their own, and a lot of it is on social media. So now we getting our idea and ideologies of what love is through social media. We looking at other people's relationship when they on vacation and we under their shit talking about goals. How is it somebody else's life your goal? Where your goals? Where your core values at? Why you can't do what you want to do and go let somebody else come under your picture and say goals? Like that doesn't make that shit never made sense to me. Like how are you idolizing somebody else's life? Even these celebrities, like I hate these fucking celebrity relationships, bro. Because
Bro,
it
you
really
talking.
trickle
Hey,
whatever they go through, it trickles down on us low level people. You know what I mean? And it fucks up our vibrations. It fuck up our
yeah.
vibrations because we over there pandering to they shit, and then with them expectations that a lot of females and guys see with these celebrity relationships, they bring it down on us. So now you talking to a girl, and I see my brother had this problem with talking to girls just all the time. Now it's like you talking to a girl, it's like you got a six pack, big dick, 6 figure income, nice car, good job. You got to be cool with your mama. You got to know how to cook. Oh, you got to come with all these expectations. You got to be able to buy this bitch. Excuse my language. You got to be able to buy her a Birkin. Things like that. And it's like these are expectations that's getting put on men now. Now it's a lot of pressure on men. Where now you got all these sucker niggas in here like Justin LeBoy putting these weak ass posts like fucking just shooting niggas dick in the dirt on every post. And you got what's the other nigga name? Papi Don, whatever his name is, Papi Don. Oh, come on,
Hmm.
King. If you not what you saying, good morning for, you should be asking her what's her Zell or her nigga. What?
Bro.
I gotta pay for your time. What type of sucker light skinned nigga shit is that? Excuse all my light skinned brothers out there. It's nothing personal. I hit on
No
you. I'm just a dark skinned nigga. That's how I roll. But I'm just
value.
saying, like, that's all light skinned nigga energy to me. It's like I gotta pay for your time. That's not for me. That's not for me. But that's putting the expectation on these females. It's like if you're not giving me no Chick-fil-A, you're not putting no gas in my car, you're not paying my bill, my baby needs some Pampers, you're not doing none of that, I can't fuck with you. It's like, wait, what? I'm willing to do that, but let's
Bro,
get there
them,
first.
them type of women gonna be single for the rest of their life.
For the rest of their life with
Period.
cats.
And they probably gonna have about 2 kids. No disrespect to them, but that's
Right.
a cycle thing. A lot of them didn't, like you said, they didn't learn it, but a lot of them didn't see it. Like I ultimately want
Now
my
they're
daughters
creating
to see that
tattoos
example.
for getting anything.
Yeah, she'll probably have to get these tickets as well, man.
I don't know what that was, but somebody get some tickets.
Latanya.
I'm sorry, that was my car radio.
It's all good. You good.
I just wanted to add to that. You guys were saying social media relationships and stuff like that. Those type of figures to, I guess, promote Black love. I mean, we have a lot of leaders, political leaders. We have people who are prince and princesses become kings and queens that like symbolize the same thing that people post on major social media platforms. I don't see like what's wrong because back then my mama wanted a Malcolm X type of man or a Dr. Martin Luther King type of man. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't feel
Who
like
do we
it's
have to look
pressure
up to?
on men.
Who is
like
today's
as far as
Dr. Martin
black
Luther
men,
King?
like let's be honest, like who do we have to look up
Yourself,
to?
yourself,
No. But
yourself. Like,
I understand that, but it's still things that as black, like even as a human being, it's things that you look up to inspire to be. You know what I mean? It's you don't. I'm not saying you need somebody else to know to be great, but like we don't have leaders. We don't have people out here telling us, "Hey, love your women." We don't have people, "Hey, go out and vote." We don't have those type of leaders. All our leaders is fucking rap music. Jay-Z and them. Come on, man. Like I mean, I'm just saying, like who, like you said, your mom wanted a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King type of. We don't have those type of leaders no more. We don't have those people that's out.
but my point in the matter of that was, Malcolm X or Dr. Martin Luther King, they weren't perfect spouses. Is what I'm saying. Like
Nope, they wasn't. They
I,
all had extras.
and yeah, and the only person that I can say that's a great public, you know, the whole family structure is the Obamas. Like that right there is like pure real like black love. Like
Yeah, but that's one
they
percent. That's 1%.
Mm,
And
are
Obama didn't
you
do nothing for niggas. I'm
serious,
sorry.
guys?
I'm talking
Obama
about.
didn't do nothing for
I'm
niggas.
talking about. I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far
don't get me
as
started on Obama,
to be.
Oh
please,
God, don't
because a
get me
lot of
started
black
on
men don't
Obama, bro.
feel very particular about
Shit for
the
niggas,
deal
bro.
that
I'm
we
talking
got
about. I'm talking
from
about
him.
as
But
being
it's cool.
seen. I'm talking about being
The
seen.
Yeah, because
Obama was
the scale of
in office
validation
for
changed.
8 years, and he, you know, you got to see him. You got to see that whole marriage. Well, 8 years of it. Nobody knows what happened before then.
They got a movie on it.
I mean, their books, that's true, but if you read their books, they'll tell you like how they both became a couple and became married. Like you just gotta read the book and like understand where I'm coming from. Like
Uh,
Michelle Obama even talked about the trials and tribulations that they had in their relationship. So I don't know.
It's
I don't
tough.
like now like a lot of guys want to blame like if their woman because I'm that type of woman like you know sometimes looking at public figures or looking at people who are successful in whatever it is and if they are viral or whatever the case may be like I don't see how that's putting pressure on a man. Like, I
I'm
don't
gonna tell
get
you
it.
this.
be,
I can't.
I'm gonna tell
oh,
you
I
this.
can tell you
I want to say
why.
this. I can say no. I can't say this because materialized. Like it does get materialized, overly materialized with the glam. So I get it. So I'll let you guys speak.
Well, okay, so it's a lot of it too comes from the Real Housewives, reality TV things, and what a lot of women see on that, they don't understand. Like most of their husbands is in their upper 40s, almost 50, and then in their 50s. You expecting me to have you on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I'm barely in my 30s. Like men don't really acquire that type of money to do those type of things until they in their 40s and 50s. That's just the plan of things. I
Unless
want
they
you
was
to be
born
the
into
Real
money.
Housewife. Yeah, right. I don't
No,
want to be the Real
I
Housewife
get
of the
that.
projects. She want to be
No,
a Real
I
Housewife of the
like I
projects.
told
I,
you.
I
Like
can't do it.
Born and raised out of South Central California.
On God,
I
like
don't know.
no.
Like I guess that's
It's
just the type of woman that I don't know, demand that. Like, of course, I'm gonna want that, and if I'm in a relationship and I see that, like, I'm expecting for us to build and to get like that. Like, that's coming from my perspective. Like, I'm not the
hey,
type of woman that'll tell a guy, like, yeah, you gotta do, like, but sometimes you can't grow with the same people. Some people are more on a material level than actual morally growing. So that's where the conflict comes in it because a lot of people are selfish. Like I could say, okay, I'm gonna date a guy if he don't have a car, this and that, blah blah blah. But then we have other people in society saying, no, don't ever date a nigga. Like it's just I don't know. It's just crazy. It's about compromise and building and understanding. And if you're not on that same frequency, it's not gonna work.
But you
I
also have
No,
to
think it's you
because
and
understand this,
then
me.
though.
we get into yeah.
You
We
also
want
have
you
to
to
understand this.
aspire for more.
Yeah,
I
like
think as human beings,
don't
we
I would
don't
definitely
know.
want any woman to aspire for more.
I think
Yeah,
as
like
human beings, us as human beings, we just naturally selfish, and that's what kind of got the game messed up too, is because we don't know when to let go, even when we want or know we need to let go. You know what I mean? So, and it's just so, especially these days with social media. And I think a lot of people forget too that love isn't a singular thing. There's no one way to get to love. There's millions and millions of ways on how y'all can get to love. And I think what's messing the game up with on both sides, men and women, is that we don't understand that concept that, bro, love don't just move one single file line. It's hills you climb. It's barbed wire you walk through. Y'all gonna go through shit like, cause think about it, like this what I asked my girl when she upset, like, you upset, you ready to take a break, you ready to break up, all this other shit.
Bro, we ain't taking no
Look how
breaks, man. We grown.
fast you ready to do that. Look how fast you ready to do that. But what if say we have a kid and our kid has a real complication, you know what I mean, mentally ill or something like that? But you can't take the pressure and you're gonna fold. You're gonna fold. So you telling me we can't get past this little ass argument? Then if we can't, then we need to just go ahead and separate. And so when you put
that's
stuff like that in
crazy.
perspective, we put stuff in like that perspective, and if that person don't understand that, and or then dip. If they after that and you put that in perspective and they understand it, then all right, y'all can work with something. That's just me
That's a
personally.
great
I'm not saying.
point. No, that's a great point. And yeah, a lot of people they fall right in the middle when it get hard. So
Bro, they ready
Yeah,
to throw
people
it in
want
the
to
damn
fold
trash.
so it get hard.
They ready to throw everything in the trash when shit get hard.
Yeah,
What?
and,
Come out
that's
of
why I
here.
think
yeah,
that's what
Damn.
females.
What?
I feel
We
like
ain't
that's what
going
women
nowhere.
forget a lot in men too. Is that if we feel like you gonna fold, even if we really like you, if we feel like you got any space of folding, we just not gonna ever go all the
But
way
no,
till
nope.
we feel that you aren't gonna fold. I
That's it.
It
You just
sucks, but
say,
that's
bro,
how
you just
niggas
hit it
move.
right
Like we
on the
willing to
nail.
give you our all, but if we feel like you can fold, like this, I asked my girl. Listen, hey, if you out and about and a dude try to holler at you, what you saying to him? She gonna say, I got a boyfriend. I'm like, nah, you already said too much. You already said too much. I don't like that. Don't say nothing to the nigga at all. Just keep walking.
oh, oh,
Real shit.
oh,
Cause niggas is so
period.
thirsty. You just opened it. You just opened conversation for them. You just open conversation for him because niggas is thirsty. So now he like, man, forget your boyfriend. Now he harassing you. Now he following you. Now he doing the extra.
Oh,
But
he just
see,
hit
but
it.
see, sometimes, but
Go ahead.
from a woman's perspective, like you know how many times I got called so many bitches, like because we do that, like
So what? It's
you
just a
could walk away
word.
from a
Niggas,
guy.
see, that's why it was good that you didn't talk to that nigga because look how he acted.
It's hard, like it's real hard though. Like men are just off the chain.
Yeah,
Gotta
it
understand
is. And
what time is
I
and
swear
what
to
the
God, I'm
value
with you on
are.
that. Niggas is crazy. Niggas is crazy. Niggas is crazy.
Like yeah,
You
That
also
shit
got to
tough.
look at the
That
fact.
shit tough. But
You
I'm gonna
also
tell you
got to
right
look at
now,
the
I watch
fact
my
that
brother every day. I see him go through it. It's tough on both ends. Trust me, it's tough on both ends. And it was crazy to me is that how men or women fighting right now when we fighting for the same thing. I don't get it. Like we fighting for love. We both want love, but we can't get it from each other. It's like something else is going on. Something else is in the water.
Because it's easier to make love than it is to make love work.
Damn, that's
that
a
sound
good
about
one,
you
right.
know
bro.
what? That's crazy.
That's good.
That sound about right. That sound about right. Because it takes
Yeah, that
work.
does sound about right.
It takes work. And if you don't know what to work on, and if you don't know the work, then motherfuckers just be like, forget it. You gotta understand this. In this generation, in this climate, it's more crazier. I mean, you got relationships that people are just in relationships. They're not even staying with getting married. They just fine with relationships. They fine with just being with the person for 11 years. You know, they okay with that. When in reality,
These are facts.
you have to be able to work. You got to be working towards something.
Yeah, but that been existing, especially in the black community. We all got those aunties and uncles that been together forever. Damn, you ain't put a ring on it yet? Oh, sure.
It never got
Put you
married.
through thick and thin. On
Yeah, bro,
God.
but that's not how life's supposed to be. That's not how life's supposed to be. like we not made to. We wasn't put on this earth to be by ourselves. You need a companion, and
What up? Can I
like
shake
A companion can be as a dog. God.
That's true.
opinion. Yeah, you're right. A companion could be a dog, but ain't no dog. Well, nah, I ain't gonna say that because you got these people out there doing crazy shit. I'm not gonna say that.
That's another
I'm not gonna say that.
conversation.
It's a whole other conversation. A whole other conversation. But yeah, man, that's you know. I mean, men, yeah, do we cheat? Yes. Women, do y'all cheat? Yes. Women cheat. Y'all cheat out of emotions. We cheat. We don't cheat out of
No,
emotions. We just cheat.
no.
I
Okay,
Wait a
don't
what you
minute.
gotta say,
cheat. I don't cheat.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it's not out of emotion, and I done been there and done that. It's not out of emotion. Sometimes it could be
Mhm.
out of revenge. It could be out of I just want to
That's
show
an
you I could
emotion.
do it too. It's not so much that it's we have to do it because from my experience of it, I did it more like it was basically well, it was involving a threesome, so I guess that's a little different.
Oh,
A little different. I'm sorry, I was a wild
oh, Lord.
person. I was
I
very
want
wild.
details.
So I'm not giving I don't
She,
kiss and tell now. Don't do
she
no
ain't
details
gonna
now.
tell
I'm just playing. I'm just
Not a
playing.
detailed person now. But no, I think it could be out of a lot of things. I think women do it. I want to say that yes, I have done it, and I have done it many times, just because I can, just because if I felt like doing
Mm.
That's the
And see,
first.
that's what fuck niggas up. And that's what fuck niggas up.
Girlfriend, you are
That's what
hoes.
fuck
Ain't
niggas up
nothing
because
wrong
because
with
y'all
that.
niggas don't
Ain't
I
nothing wrong with
got a
that.
understand.
it's
question.
something
That's
that
why
I felt like
fuck
doing.
females don't
It's not.
understand. That's what fuck niggas up. Is that it's so
Nope.
easy for a female to just get sex. It's just so easy. But meanwhile, this is another quote. It's like a man is expected to love the woman that he's about to talk to right away. But a female is expected to learn to love the dude that she wants to be with. So she can have her Chick-fil-A nigga on the side, her gas nigga on the side. But as soon as I'm talking to her, she got all them on the side. As soon as I'm talking to her, you gotta cut off all your hoes. You gotta cut off all your hoes. You can't talk to none of your hoes. Blah, 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 blah. And
That's
that
too
shit just
much.
messed up. And that's what fuck niggas
That's
up.
too
Is that
much.
y'all can
That's just
control
too
sex, but
fucking
we
much.
control marriage.
Yeah,
That's
I
Y'all
too
don't
control
know.
much.
sex, we
It's
control marriage.
Well, then
And
you
that's
have
what
to
fuck
think
niggas up is
about
that
this.
we can get in our own way and get insecure.
Why you looking
Huh?
sad?
But then you have to think of okay, then it's like the friendships that they have with, like the female has friends with males, and then males have female friends. So I mean,
yeah, and a lot of those friendships and relationships was established way before the relationship was. So I don't feel like it's necessary to ask somebody to give up on that. You don't know what that person been through. Like that person could have delivered her baby or something, and you want her to drop that dude as a friend. That's ridiculous. I don't know if I can see anything with some shit like
That
that.
normally has something to do with a trust. You have a trust issue.
Oh
And my
yeah.
thing is this:
Yeah, I don't
I
cut
ain't
off all
playing
my
no
my,
games,
my
man.
friends.
If you have had any type of relationship with the woman I'm with, no, ain't no friendship. Man, y'all done crossed. Nope, gotta go. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. No, not at all.
My phone was
Because
tripping.
you have to. Because then there's got to be boundaries. Like I mean, on both ends. Like I'm not. I can't be. Saying one thing and then expect another. Like that don't work. That don't fly in a relationship. That don't fly in any relationship if you ask me.
oh, I ain't gonna let the elephant out of the bed.
Like the so here's another question. So would you date male or female, who have multiple baby mothers or baby mamas and baby daddies? Would y'all how would that work?
I'm on both. I got multiple baby mamas, and I got a baby mama with multiple baby daddies.
What about the women? What about y'all?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I dated a female who had multiple baby daddies. And, yeah. And
So
it's
you
the
dated
same
a
with the
female who had
male.
multiple baby daddies. I mean, because you got some people who say, you know what, I'm not involving myself in that. Because what comes with that? See what I'm saying?
It's a lot that comes with that. I mean, not only just because each person got kids, you got to deal with that person and their kids, but now you have to deal with basically their exes, and then you're always gonna have the back of your mind, are they still dealing with their exes? But I mean, it's the same if you don't have any children and you have exes. Then you have to go through the wars. In the back of your mind, you're always gonna have that mind frame that is they dealing with that ex over there because they're not gonna be taking me seriously. This is not a relationship. It happens. I mean, it happens, but that's where the conversation has to come in where you actually know the person you're dealing with. And I know I heard that earlier today, or earlier in you guys' chat, and that's what it just all boils down to. You have to know the person you're dealing with. You
And you
have to
have to be
literally
comfortable.
take that time to deal and know that person's situation. I always took the time and knew the situation, and then you can make that decision if this is for you or if it's not for you. I mean, that's how I was taught. I'm just hard headed, and I like to see for myself what would happen if I don't follow my grandmother or my grandfather or my mom or my dad, advice. I'm just hard headed. I like to know what's on the other side of what's on the other side of the coin, what's
Yeah,
on
I
the other
know.
side of the grass. That's just me. But
Hmm.
that's to me, that's life experience. I want experience. I love the fact that people can tell you exactly, don't cheat, don't do this. But I like to play with fire. But that's just me.
Some
And
people do.
I am the one who have to take, you have to take the consequences that come with it. But then I'm a revengeful person too. So that's why I end up getting the situations that I get up in
Oh my
because it's
God.
like, but I am, guy, you know that. I am.
I
That's
know.
me.
I know. I know.
And to be truthful,
I
that's
know.
me. But I let people know who I come in contact with, you know, besides my husband I'm with now, I let him know who I was. But some women don't do that. And I think that's when that person starts seeing who you are. And then it becomes a conflict because it's like you're not being honest with me and you didn't tell me about this. That's where it comes in at.
Well, that's kind of
I mean,
crazy too
that's just me.
because
That's how I am.
you're not gonna get somebody's life story on the first date. Hell, you're probably not gonna get that until the 90th date or something like that. And then like you can't put too much real estate in first impressions because when it comes to the first impression, people is on their best behavior. Like the root word of impression is impress. So you trying to be your best self in this instance, just to show her what the potential of me is, or what the potential of this relationship can be. That's why you're on your best behavior. It's kind of hard to be out here in these streets telling people all your flaws and all this stuff on the first date, and
Uh,
then think that oh yeah,
uh-uh.
a lot of security issues come up when you want to be like that.
I
So
mean,
do a person pass matter
I've seen the
realistically?
best
To a certain
behavior.
extent. It depends on what in they pass. If you telling me you killed somebody, it's a no, lady. It's a no. I'm sorry.
It's a no. You can't give it a shot. No, please.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Was
Is
it
shit
self
like
defense?
that.
It just out of anger. I'm just saying. I mean, I got some friends that got some stories. I'm just
And that
saying. So
history of
I'm
domestic
just like,
violence, I've never been on that, so it's a no with stuff like that. Like the some of the history in her matter. Like if she was a hoe before, I really don't care that much if she was a hoe. Unless like she told me she had STDs and shit like that. Your whole facts is not really that much important to me because some of the time those type of women make the best housewives, and I'm just gonna put it out there because, like I said, a lot of them, maternal instincts and instincts how to be a housewife don't really leave a lot of women. And if she enjoyed her years of being a hoe, she didn't already got that shit out of her system, so she probably most likely ready to be somebody's wife. A lot of women don't go through that phase, so they miss out on a lot of life experience that makes them want to settle down and actually be that housewife that a lot of men out there
I
are
can
looking
agree
for.
with you on that. I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, that's
And
a fact. Like
and then
that.
you want your woman to be your freak. Like I don't want to be teaching if she's been this cooped up bird all her life and never really got through her whole phase. Maybe she not at the freak level that I personally would want my woman to be. So our sexual relationship ain't gonna be what it is. And I don't really got
And
time as
that's
a
why
grown
we
ass
cheat.
man to be teaching
So
her how to.
is
Why
that
we cheat.
is that why men cheat? Is because maybe
Yep.
that woman was cooped up, so you
Some
cheat because you want that freak in
Yeah,
the street.
a lot of times it does come with down
To
to that.
sex.
Maybe
Sex.
maybe she don't suck my dick from the side like Gina from
Facts.
down the street. I'm just saying, maybe she don't. Like that's kind of important to some men.
Facts.
No,
Like the sexual
Jesus.
aspect of it is
That's
kind of
why,
important.
and that's where, and then this is where men get it wrong. That's when you go to your girl, because most of the time men be having freaks and don't even know it. You gotta bring that out sometimes.
That's true.
Like
That's
I'm just
No, you could have
saying,
showed me on
like
the first time. Damn it. That's how
true.
I'm gonna know. If you don't tell me, you better let me know ahead of time.
Yes.
So I'm
Tell me you
sorry.
don't suck dick from the
what do
side.
you
Day
mean
one.
ahead of time?
Let
Like
me know.
Let me
Like,
know on the
And
first date you
I
not
think
sucking
she's
dick from
saying
the side.
Haitians,
I'm
right?
not with that messy freaky shit.
better send me a text.
I'm not from saying from the chandelier. I'm not with. Let me know. Give me that list. If women came through with a list of things that they don't do sexually, a lot more relationships to be fired because we were off top. No, I don't know how long this gonna really work. Like I like her as a person. I like her like that, but like that,
Oh my
like
God, I've heard that
it's
before.
not balanced. It's not balanced. It's the balance is that's gonna be some missing balance, and he gonna go elsewhere to find that. That's sentiment of what you won't do, the next person will. That's for sure, for sure.
Oh,
That
my mother
that's
say
true
it
in
all the
all
time.
aspects of life, in business, in relationships. If they're not gonna buy my product, I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna buy my product. Believe that. So you gotta take that, and then we gotta understand how valuable time is. A lot of women want to assert they dominance because of they own the vagina. Okay, your vagina is what it is. I'm not gonna personally put no value on that. But please understand that I value my time way more than I value your vagina. So me doing whatever I did and not getting none, oh yeah, that's a problem with me because I just wasted my time. My time is important. Fuck your vagina, fuck anything else we talk about, money, all that shit. None of that equates to time. You can get your money back anytime if you got the proper receipts and you know the right people. You can get your money back. You can't
I'm
get your
mad at
time back.
you.
I can't get my time back. I need my time to be spent how I wanted to. If I came out with intentions to have sex tonight, guess what the
Lord
fuck we should be doing?
Jesus.
Because that's what I intended to spend my time doing. If I wanted to do nothing or be bored, I would plan something boring to do by myself. Honestly, a lot of women they be like, "Oh, just because a man take you on a trip to the Bahamas don't mean he need to fuck." Girl, listen, I got daughters. I'm gonna let them know. Don't accept that trip if you're not intending to have sex with that man. And this is coming from their father. There's nothing that a man can do that entitles him to a woman's vagina. Nothing that entitles him. But there's things that a man can do that entitles him to be able to ask. And a lot of women be getting offended because the nigga asked and he have something. I think I did enough to at least ask you the question, can I have sex with you tonight? If you got offended by that, you definitely not the type of woman for me. That's just what it comes down to.
Like, are you
That's
really asking if you can have some, or are you just
I
going to
No,
initiate? Like,
I'm really asking, and I'm a gentleman
you're
enough, and I'm
vocal about it.
articulate
See,
enough to ask
you have
properly.
some men who are not vocal like that. They're not vocal
That's
at all.
Well, then that should be her flag. Or then she needs to have that conversation. Niggas, you trying to get something tonight? Let me know what's up from the gate. If a lot of women came to the gate, like nigga, let me know. There's a lot of men that would be like open, like, look, I see you online, all this. I want to fuck from day one. I kind of like you now. It's probably gonna be like I'm probably gonna fuck with you because, especially if your sex game is up to par with what I like.
That's
Um,
for me.
Bring the whole facts. Bring the whole facts. Just bring the whole facts. I'm trying to tell you, save a
bro.
lot of time.
You
Y'all bring
save
the
a
whole
lot of
facts.
time.
If y'all bring the whole facts of day one, I promise you, instantaneous. Y'all gonna find out what that is. You gonna know if it's a yes or no for you just from him reading his reaction to your whole facts. Like,
See, and that's the thing. Like
I
when it comes to men and women, like we, what I'm noticing is, and what I'm hearing, because I'm asking
You want to eat
questions.
an island?
Women today do
Or you
not
want
want to
to eat an autograph?
initiate anything, and it's like, what? Y'all don't want to initiate nothing, but y'all want everything. How does
they've
that
been
work?
told that they the prize all their life, bro. You can't. If she's been told she's beautiful all her life, she's not gonna expect nothing less to be told she's beautiful by the man of her dreams. So she's been told
So,
she the prize of her life. Every nigga better treat her like she the prize. And then our the from the man's perspective of what we want, that never goes the conversation. It's not about what a man wants. It's about what the woman wants. But it's if we wanted to be equally yoked and 50-50 and all that, what a man wants is important. If he's an ass and titty
facts.
man and you ain't got that, you just don't qualify for that type of man. I'm sorry, it's nothing against you. You just don't meet his criteria, and that's fine. A lot of women out here don't date men that are shorter than them or a specific height because they want to look, don't want to be taller than a man with heels. Okay, that's fine. If you can have those type of expectations of a man, that criteria, then don't be mad at the man that only wants a woman that's a size
The
32 double
freak.
D or
Facts.
whatever the case. Like we all got our expectations. It just seems like when a man goes out and he asserts what his expectations of what the type of woman he wants, it's like it's a lot of backlash. Like,
Oh, I can't believe he said that. Or I can't believe
right, that's
he done
offensive.
stooped that. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'm a
But
I'm
out
sorry.
of gate, y'all had these expectations like, oh, he better be slanging that dick. He better be doing X, Y, and Z. He better be, and it's like what? And I'm like this. You have to match my energy. If you can't match my energy, I'm not fucking with you. It's just what it is. That's just what it is. And at the end of the day, if you, I'm not teaching you anything. I'm not doing that. We're not in high school anymore. No, you're a
meaning
grown ass woman,
what?
dog.
Wait a minute.
You're a grown.
Excuse me? What? Excuse me? Really?
Yeah,
So
I'm with
you
you,
did what the hell,
wait a
man?
minute.
Because they look in his defense, a lot of women have this mindset of I'm not your
I'm
mama.
getting
I'm
off
not
the
your
fence.
mama.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not your mama. I'm not your mama, right? So I shouldn't be
Not
teaching you how to be a
TT.
man. So
You
I'm
ain't
not
no
your daddy.
getting.
I'm not gonna be
Uh,
teaching you. I'm not your daddy.
wait a
I'm
minute.
daddy. I'm
I
daddy,
knew that
but
was
I'm
gonna
not
ruffle
your
some
daddy.
feathers.
I'm
I
daddy, but
knew
I'm
that
not your
was
Uh,
daddy.
going to ruffle
you
some
can do
feathers.
some teaching because most likely I'm doing some teaching for you.
That's true. And those are the type of men y'all should red
And
flag from the
at
jump.
the same
He ain't
time,
got his
like,
shit together.
But what are you teaching me that I don't already know?
No, you can always learn. That's the whole
That's
point of
true.
living
That's
life.
true.
Besides
There's no
learning,
such thing
see,
as
and it's the
perfect.
thing, besides learning a woman's body, once you learn a woman's body, you
You
don't need
ain't
to
gonna
pretty
never
much
learn
know
the way.
anything.
Shoot,
Shit.
half the time we still learning our own bodies. Come on
I'm
now.
gonna learn that.
Shit.
I'm gonna learn that mother. I'm gonna go get the
period.
blueprints. I'm gonna get the
Period.
plans. I'm gonna learn
Still
that
learning.
motherfucker. I got
Hello,
I
we
don't.
still
I got
our
some
bodies.
Dora motherfucking exploring to do. That's my job as your
You
man. I should
gonna be
know.
exploring. We
I
both
should
gonna be
know.
exploring because I'm trying to figure out how that happened. You trying to figure out how to do it again.
Well, we gonna
I'm
find.
just
I'm gonna find
saying.
out.
I mean, if we
I don't
speaking
see a
real,
reality where
let's
I
speak
press the
real.
button only one
Like,
time.
About right.
the button can always change, but I'm just
You
saying.
right, and I'm gonna find out where
You
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 press
right.
can
that
all.
motherfucker too.
You're
I'm
never
all
too old
over.
to learn something new. Okay,
That's
and your
true.
brain is always growing to learn something. And I think maybe a lot of people just give up when they have to teach. It's like I don't want to do all that. I'm gonna go to this female over here. I'm gonna go to this man over here because I don't want to have to do all of that. And
Right,
that's
but
where
you
it
know your
just
woman too,
you
so you
keep
know her
going. You
willingness
keep
to learn.
going.
You know
I
your
mean,
woman's
we're gonna
willingness to
figure it
learn. So a
out.
lot of time we feel like she ain't got that will to learn this thing. She probably already turned off by just the conversations. Or how am I gonna think that I'm gonna teach her something if she already turned off by the conversation? If I'm trying to tell her like, girl, I like my thing sucked this way, and she already ill, I'm not. I'm already done. I'm already blanked out. I'm already like, what? I'm trying to teach you how to appease your man sexually. Like, this is a real conversation. If you want our relationship to work, you shouldn't be contrary to none of these things unless you willing to allow another woman to come into our bedroom and she can do those things
It's
while you watch or whatever the case may be. If you
it's
want to
part
learn
of the
from example,
partnership. It's part of that partnership, right? When you are in a relationship, there are things that you are asked of. You can either do them or you don't. But just know if you ain't doing them, somebody else gonna do them, and that goes
and
for
that,
both, not
both
just man,
that goes
but they
for
go for
men and
both.
women. On God,
Go for
on
man
I,
and
God.
women.
If,
I agree with that. I agree with that
I,
because
I,
I tell my man all the time what I'm not gonna fucking do.
I've never
I'm not
encouraged
doing
cheating,
it. But
but I've been a
if
man
you
that
choose
women
to
have
step
cheated with.
it goes both ways, and I don't want you to be mad. Don't be mad.
Mm.
You do it. Damn sure I'm gonna do it. Don't get
Yeah,
upset. That's how I am. It's best. It's
don't
best.
never be
The
mad
best.
at people treating you the same way
The
you treat
best
yourself.
thing I see is to put it all out on the table on what the situation is. If I don't want to do it, that means I'm just not the type of person. I don't want to do it. That means like, oh, give me some head or something, or do this. I don't want to fucking do that. I've been doing that for a very long time. I don't want to do it no more. I'm sorry. I just don't. That's just me. That's just me. And it's like either you can respect that, get mad, go in the bathroom, do what you got to do, but I'm not fucking doing it. So
Mm-mm.
that's just
I'm
what it
gonna
is.
have to respectfully
See,
decline the relationship
that's
because
just me.
that's just
That's how
enough.
that's how I am.
And I don't have no problem with anything that a woman is not willing to do, or she feel like she can, or she has some traumatic experience or none of that. But that's enough for me to be like, I know me enough to know that this is probably not gonna work. And I don't believe in cheating. I never cheated on any girlfriend I had, and any of them watching, they can attest to that. I just don't believe in it. It's just stupid. I'd rather be single and nah, I'm for real. Like
No,
I broken up
that
with a
I mean
woman
you.
because I was about to cheat, and I was like, damn, if I got the feeling in me that I'm about to cheat on you, maybe this ain't what I thought it was.
It's
And
not.
she,
It's not gonna work. It's best to do everything. I mean, if you do feel like you're gonna have that, and I've had it before, where it's just like, you know what, maybe this is just not going to work. Like with my daughter's father, we had a very toxic relationship, and it was like,
You was
you
young though.
know,
You was
damn
young.
man, I hate the
but it was
toxicity
young.
though.
But you know, young or not, it was a very toxic. I knew it was very toxic. So did he. We
But
wasn't
were you
stupid.
matching the
We knew
toxicity? Was it a
exactly.
one side of toxic, or was you matching it? Because a lot of
Hell
times
no,
women
I
get
want both. Because
caught.
whatever you do, I'ma match it. That's just
Okay,
me.
I know
And
she's
and
always
that's
so
the
fair.
same
then
way.
That's definitely fair. That's definitely
I'ma
fair.
match it. Like I'm not. You know, I think a lot of women. The reason why they don't come out and say, "Oh, well, I've cheated or I've done something or whatever," is because it's not. Now you have to explain yourself, and then after you explain yourself, then it's like you feel like, "Oh, everybody's against me." What I think women need to understand is it doesn't fucking matter what somebody else is going to think of you. You know
Right,
what you went through, what the situation is, and you know yourself. And I
right,
think that falls in relationships and why end up being cheating, why you was end up cheating or why you end up doing the cheating. And I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But as in her daddy and the toxic relationship or whatever, and all the cheating and all this and the threesomes and foursomes and all these things that were going on, the pleasing, the not pleasing, the giving, because I'm a giver. But I feel like if you do me wrong, I want you to feel the way I felt, and then I'll move on. You can go your way, I'll go my way, and we good to go. Now, where the baby
Yeah.
came in at, that's a different story. That's a different story where the baby came in at. But other than that, I mean,
Yeah,
my, I
you
mean,
the type, you are the type that, all right, you do me wrong, okay.
I
Yeah, I'm
want
gonna
you to
play
know
this
how
game
to
with
go.
you. You gonna feel how I feel. And after I get my revenge, nigga, I'm done with you. That's just it. I'm done.
But
You
hmm
as
felt
in
like
what he said, he has never cheated
nah.
and stuff. I have run across men who are like that, who feel like, well, I think it's best if we go our separate ways because this is just not going to work. It's like, you're not willing to do this and I'm not willing to do that. Those type of things, that's actually the best thing to do is just to go ahead and give up on that relationship and,
right.
or whatever you want.
Yeah, but
It's
then but
not
Get
then
even,
out.
it's not even a relationship. It's not even a
here's
relationship
the
really and
kicker.
truly.
Here's the kicker though. What if you break up with her and she don't want to do that with you, but then you see her a year later and bitch pregnant?
hmm Right. And see
And
that
now she doing what she said she ain't gonna do to you, she doing to this nigga. Like,
we gonna feel
and
some
that's
type of
vice
way.
versa. Like, You got dudes like that too. Like, nah, I ain't eating pussy. Nah, I don't do that. Nope. No, I'm not doing that. And then he with the next broad, and she conversating about what he been doing.
That
It's
hey, that
like,
was
what?
me. I
Oh,
was
chatter.
young, not eating pussy, and then I grew
Chatter.
up. I
What?
found out what that G spot and all that shit was about. And I was like, oh, this shit kind of good. I get me to the next woman that got with the, but that comes with that maturity thing. Because a lot of times a woman is young minded and she, oh, I don't do this. Okay, you will, but you don't want to believe that you will. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fucking fine. But a lot of
you
women
know?
too, they don't want to be they like she said, like they don't want to put themselves out there and they don't want to be judged. Honestly, it's fuck the judgment. I'm a man that has multiple baby mamas. I don't like to consider them. Only one is a baby mama. The other one are queen co-parents. That's what I call them because they go on a route of co-parents and they not on this one side. One parent is better than the other. That's what I designate a baby mama as. But it ain't stop nothing. Like women still love me. I still got hoes when I choose to be one of those type of men that have hoes. All that, like everything is still
I'm friends
alive.
with all
I'm
my exes,
definitely
so I
done.
don't know.
I'm
I'm
definitely
friends with
friends with
every
all
last
my exes.
one.
I never had a bad breakup at
So
all.
Yeah, yeah.
I had
I'm
one
Some of
better than
bad
them.
any
breakup,
mama.
and that was her father. That was it. But you
That was in,
know,
like I said, you was young. That was in the beginning.
I mean, I've known him since I was 9. So I think now it took him to be in his 30s for him to actually understand where I was coming from then and where he messed up at.
Yeah, we
And
mature way
But
slower
what
than
it
that.
always it always takes that.
yeah,
I could have told you that. Like, all right, when he turned 30
no,
something years
I
old,
already knew.
yeah, he
I
gonna
knew
look
that
back.
from my
Ain't
play
Ari?
brother. I already knew that.
He's he's like, I mean, what? How old are your daughter? What? Ari like gonna be 15, 14,
No, Ariel, she'll be 14 this year. Don't make her old as
14.
my baby.
Oh, I know how old she is. Trust me,
No,
I know how old she is.
Me and Jazz both were 30. We're both 34. So my whole thing is with him. Like I said, it took time, and like I told him, I was like, you raising a girl, so would you want would you do her or allow her to be done how you done me? I was like, we have to, as parents,
It's
we
a
have
hell
to
to
be
fuck no.
able, to, parent her, co-parent, and actually come to some type of agreement. But his mind frame right now is stuck that I want this situation back. I want my
No.
family situation back. And that's his mind
Bro,
frame. So
That's a
he's
broken
stuck.
reality.
what?
But he's stuck. So it's kind of hard for me to parent with him. So I just don't talk to the nigga. Fuck it. I ain't got time for it.
I
I don't,
I
here's the
got
phone. Talk to daddy. It's hard for me to communicate that. But that's a different topic. Let's get back on topic because it's good.
no
You
that
see my
was kind of on
face?
topic because we was talking about the
I
baby mamas
know.
and
I
baby
know.
daddies and stuff like that.
Baby mamas and baby daddy. So
I
so
I
so
I implore everyone. I don't care if you got children, thinking about children, know people with children. Take a parenting class like that, get you certified for co-parenting in the future. Like because it's most gonna be most our realities. Like everybody's not getting married. We having a lot of kids
Well,
out of wedlock. It's
but you
most of
know
our
what?
realities.
For you to say that, that's interesting because he grew up in a household that was mommy and daddy. He grew up. Dad think they was together for 30 years. So you
but
know,
he also grew up spoiled.
I mean, spoiled to the core. This boy can have whatever he wanted. I
And
mean, he's straight A
that's not
student, all that stuff.
becoming of a man.
He,
That there's
no,
certain
but
No.
things
he
you have to
also
learn.
but he also had uncles that taught him how to treat a woman. He was just hard headed as hell and wanted to do what he wanted to do and experience life. And
Well,
that's why I mean, I was hard headed too. I'm not going to say I was innocent in everything, but as again, I was a giver.
Oh, I know you
And
wasn't
I was a
innocent.
person who,
I
what
know you
was,
wasn't innocent.
whatever. But I was a
mm-mm.
giver. So I would always, he used to always get whatever he wanted. And me trying to give and please and, all I wanted to do was,
You gave that man whatever he
have
wanted
You
early.
gave yourself out.
dog. And so as that relationship, I mold that relationship because I know some people, I know a couple of my friends, they mold their relationship like I wanted to be just how my parents was. Like he got to be just like my daddy, he got to be this, he got to do this and this and that. But you can't always
No.
do that. You cannot
But are you
always
just
mold the
like
relationship.
your mama? Like you want probably the man to be just like your daddy, but are you just like your mama? Like you know what your mama had, the type of woman your mama had to be in order to attract your daddy? Are you that? Like we gotta live in reality. Like
Yeah,
Well,
it's
for real.
it's two
for
sides to that
my
coin.
for my
I can't
mother,
never. Mm-hmm.
mother was as a hmm. Okay, so I didn't meet my biological dad until I was 27, and I
Mm.
found out where I get majority of my traits from. A lot of how I think, how I do things, which is the weirdest thing in the world because I've always looked at my mother as my role model. But I get a lot of my traits from my father. I don't get a lot of it from my mom, even though she raised me. And
Even though you look
you
just like that
know,
woman.
I know, right? My mother's a very strong woman, and she had to hold down a household, even though there was a man there, which is my sister's father. But my mother worked two jobs while he drank and did what he wanted to do. I mean, we was along for adventures when my dad used to go and cheat and stuff and buy us candy and stuff like that. I've seen all those things. But as in the way that I am, I have more traits of my dad that I found out just being around him. I'm just like, I'm more like my father than I am like my mother. But as in the teachings of how, to treat a man and stuff, my mother didn't teach me that. My grandmother did. Because she babysitted me and my sisters
Yeah,
more than anything. So I
and
learned
she
from
was of
her
that
and my
generation.
grandfather. Yeah, and she's strict about that. She was like, if you want to keep, how my grandmother put it was, if you want to keep your man happy, then there's two things you got to do. Make sure his belly is full and make sure his needs is met.
And make sure you
That's how I was taught. But like I said again, I'm hard headed as hell. So I didn't always do that. Now
But
that
that's
I'm in my marriage now, I'm like that. And then I'm just like, I could have made my life a hell of a lot easier if I had just listened to what my
hello.
grandma had. But I mean, like I said, I wanted to live life. I wanted to learn. I wanted to make the mistakes and stuff. I wanted to see how far, if I push this button, how far I can go. But that, you see that, you have experience of it, and then you get older and you're like, okay, okay, I'm done with the bullshit. I kind of want to settle down and do that. The way that I see these women are nowadays, yes, they do look at reality TV. Yes, it's about money, it's about cars, it's about these Birkin bags, it's about this, it's about that. But I've never been like that, and God can be a witness to that. I've never been that type of person. Like I don't have to get my hair and my nails and stuff. I don't do all that stuff. That's not what makes me happy. I look for the small things in relationships, and I don't care what relationship it is, male, female, it doesn't matter. I look at the small things and I get to learn that person. But like I said, if you hurt me, then I turn into the most resentful person you'll ever not want to deal with.
meet in your life,
Because it's like
meet in your life.
I'm just like, I'm not understanding. Like I gave you everything that you wanted, but you just taking it for granted. And then you do pass that on to the next person that you deal with. And then that person's just like, I don't want to deal with this, because I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And then my husband says that sometimes. He's like, look, I don't know what happened. When we first got together, he was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know, who did what. But I'm not that man. I'm not that person, but you treated me
Right.
this way. And, I had the conversation, like, I don't believe in therapy and therapists and all that stuff. I believe in talking to that person
What?
because if I have to talk to somebody, if I have to talk to somebody else about the situation, this ain't going to work because that person is not going to be in the bedroom when we go to bed.
No,
So with that
that's
being
different.
said,
Nah,
So
see,
you,
nah,
so you
I hate for
wouldn't.
I
you to
disagree.
me, but like I said, that's me. This is just how I am, and this is how I feel, and he feels the same way, and we was able to work things out. No, our relationship is not perfect. No, we have our ups and downs. I'm still hard headed as hell, and sometimes he corrects me. Sometimes I get pissed. Sometimes he does shit, and we have to correct each other. But it's still a partnership, and nothing is perfect. God didn't make no one perfect, and everybody. It's a struggle. Shoot, living the day to day, it's a struggle because sometimes I do be looking at Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm like, shit, Candy is right. Shoot, such and such Portia is right because he should be doing that. But then you guys snap back to reality that them bitches on there, they making their money, they doing what they have to do. So maybe they can call the shots in their relationship. Maybe they can do this. But I'm working in a partnership because half of their relationships don't even last. sometimes it's just for TV. And sometimes I think females these
What you
days
about to
need to
say,
snap
Latanya?
back to reality that those is TV. But I'm just saying that's just me. That's just me. That's not every female. I wouldn't put that on every female.
When they show the reality is when they have the real divorce chicks of New Jersey and LA. When they show like the bad side, the other side of the game, because a lot of people don't see the other side of the game. It's so easy to see the greatness that's shown on Instagram. It's not so many bad stories and shit that's out there on social media that people is sharing all the way around. And you talk about goals, like you know, like it's like a tattoo. Like how's this tattoo gonna look when you 80 and your titties are sagging and your skin is like you gotta
Shit gonna look like a torpedo.
life is short for some people, but for most people, life is really long. Like a lot of people do live a long time. Like there's no limit on short because you can be with somebody 1,000 days of your life, and that one day that you don't got them, you feel like you didn't have enough time with them, but you just had 1,000 days to live with them. So that's why time is really what's the important thing. Is that we gotta really step our shit up and realize it's all about time. Are you really getting your time work out of this shit? You don't get your money work out of stuff. Are you getting your time work?
I mean, I always wonder, do men is another reason of a man cheating is because when you got with that person, they used to in their eyes, do you guys
Do
see
X,
it
Y,
as
and Z.
you look a certain way, but as you see this person, you're around this person more, they're not what you thought, or they're not that like they're beautiful. Like I modeled, so I think when with the modeling, it's like they see me a certain way, but then when they get with me, I'm not like that at all. Because that's a job. So
So
I'm
here's the
not.
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the. Oh, I know. But here's the thing. The same thing y'all did to get us, just like the same thing we did to get y'all.
Mm,
That mindset. What happens? You stop doing what you did in the beginning to get them.
Sometimes a man will change a
Yeah,
woman
I mean, go ahead,
and
Latanya.
railroad them to go off of that. Like sometimes men change women just like women change men.
okay, I can agree with that.
And it's like, you gotta have boundaries in relationships that have issues. So it's like when you start setting that boundary, it's like, it's a surprise. Oh my God. Like, you know, I think that's a
And
lot of,
and this is the thing right here,
reasons why
right?
men cheat
But
or
your
women.
boundaries should also and your standards should be reality based. Like you shouldn't don't be like you gotta have that certain reality and what your standards are. Like you should know what type of I know more or less so I should hold my standards to those type of women. I shouldn't be trying to chase this type of woman because she may be out of more or less my league or whatnot. A lot of women gotta have that talk with themselves with reality the type of men that they want to fit the bill for. And a lot of women don't have that type of conversation with themselves.
Okay,
Like
say that again because you're going in and out, and
Yeah,
it
you're
sounds
going
good.
in and out. I thought, right.
No, I want you because I was like, it sounds good, but it's going in and out. It could be some bull.
I'm like,
But go
what?
ahead.
nah, one of my AirPods just died on me.
It's
Tell
done.
y'all about them AirPods, yo. Y'all them damn AirPods, yo. Y'all better do something with them
They make a
AirPods.
difference.
I
Chill
wasn't.
out. Chill out.
They pick up everything.
My bad.
They pick up
But
everything.
that's why the new AirPods, you can cancel out the background now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about that. As you can see, I got Dre beats on my head. And I don't hear nothing but y'all.
Dre, he a part of Apple. Like helped develop all of that stuff too.
But I was saying that
Oh, I hear a lot
No,
of
but
echoing.
should be based upon reality. You should know what type of people that you should be in line with to attract. Like most men, we don't call it insecurities, but it's really you checking yourself. Like, do I really fit the bill of the type of man that really look like he should be on your shoulders? A lot of women gotta have that difficult conversation with themselves. Like, is this really the type of man that I'm beating the criteria and are my standards upon the man that's gonna be out here effective?
Me personally, I feel like to cheat, and I'm gonna put y'all on game. I'm some type of understanding of why men cheat. One, a man gonna cheat if you're not doing anything that he, if you, for instance, sex is the number one cause of man cheating. But if y'all really won't, and I'm not saying like there got to be some understanding. Y'all can't fuck a man once a month and expect him to just be,
But that go both
no, no, no,
ways.
not
But
her.
it go both ways for women. Yes, it does. Depending on
I'm
the type
talking
of
from a man's
woman.
perspective.
Excuse
I'm
me.
talking from a man's perspective.
I thought we were talking
Okay,
about
I'm
men
talking
and
from a
women
man's
cheating.
perspective. We are, but we're gonna get to y'all. I mean, I'm just trying to tell y'all what sex is one. Okay, who eating something, man? I hear all that muffling all in my ear. Okay, sex is one. Okay, two, doing what you say you're going to do. Okay, if you say you're gonna do it. If not, that can throw a man off because we're looking for not just looking for somebody that is gonna do what they say. That has to do with trust. Okay, if you tell me you're gonna do X, Y, and Z for me, do it. If not, let me know you can't do it. I would rather that than
What's
you
some
say you can
examples?
do
Give
it,
me
and
some.
and
Don't
I had
do.
these
Don't
and I had these
wait.
expectations, and you don't.
What's some examples? Because don't say X, Y, and Z. Yeah, be anything. Give us some examples. So
E- Example. So if I need, something done, all right, it's very important, all right, I need something done, and I come to you, you being my girl, and it's like, hey, I need X, Y, and Z. This is important to me. I need this done, paperwork, this mailed off, this shipped off, whatever it is. I need it done. And you say, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then I come home from work and it's just still looking at me and it's still sitting on the counter where I left it that morning. We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. Why? Because that same expectation you would have on me as your man that was something very important that you want me to do. If I didn't do it, it would be a problem. Now, here's another one. Room. The bedroom. Our bedroom. It's not your friend's bedroom. It's not your mama's bedroom. It is not your sister's bedroom. It is our bedroom. What goes on in our bedroom stays in our bedroom. If not, you will have a problem.
like, what's the
What I do to you is what I
consequences?
do to you. What do you mean? What's the consequences? If you talk too much, I can't trust you. So therefore, cutting it off. You ain't no, nah, good. Nope, nope. You talk too much. I'm just being honest. You gotta. Some things you just gotta keep to yourself. Okay. All that talking, all that. Oh, such and such did this, girl. You won't believe. Nah, shh, shh. We don't need all that. Okay. You just gotta keep that to yourself. If y'all can do that as women, we'll be good. That's my perspective. If y'all can do that as women, we'll be good. Okay. out of emotions. We don't. You can say fuck you, nigga, you bitch ass nigga. We ain't gonna go cheat. What? We ain't gonna go cheat. What we gonna go cheat for? No. What? We're gonna leave your ass if you call us a bitch ass nigga. Oh, you a bitch ass nigga. No, we're gonna leave you. We ain't cheating on you. It's deuces. Bye. Gone. There's never there's never a point to where we are going to cheat because we upset. No, no, no. That ain't how we work as men. At least that ain't how I work. I'm not emotionally being out here. Oh, she done hurt my heart. She done called me a bitch ass nigga. So let me go find another bitch. No, no. If I'm a bitch ass nigga, I'm done with you. Right point, right then and there. You gonna eat them words. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I'm taking my shit. I'm gone. Now, if you ain't sexually taking care of my needs, then we have a problem. Now I'm gonna go try to find that somewhere else because the partnership is between me and you. You're in ownership. You're not fulfilling your obligations as a woman, just like I have to fulfill my obligations as a man.
How about this? She should respect herself enough to allow me to go get it from somewhere else if she's not willing to provide that service.
Wait a
Facts.
minute. Wait a minute.
See,
Wait a
Situation like
minute.
that.
That's how
Wait
that
a
is. That's
minute.
how we
Hold
feel.
on.
That's how
Wait a
deep it is.
minute.
That's how deep it.
But I've seen, I have been in a situation like that, and I have girlfriends who are literally like that. So I know what you're going to say, sister. I know, because it's the hell to the no.
I mean, I like to be honest. I'm the type of woman like I'm hoping I'm not letting it get to that point to where he gotta go. You know what I mean? But at
Yeah.
the same time, it's just like what? That's no. Cause you
No, that
went,
was a
men
joke,
went.
but no, that's
Oh
how
no,
deep
it's
it is.
on.
That's just how the how lit the fire is. If I'm about to go cheat, like damn, like
for real.
I, I I would
See,
imagine that
this
would
is
be an
this is
excuse.
the
That would be an excuse that a man would use because it's a difference between a reason and an excuse. When it's a reason, like in the Bible, everything's happened for a reason. Yeah, that means it's reasonable. That's what it's in line with reality. When it's an excuse, it's something I'm looking to be excused for. Like I know I fucked up, so it aligns with what an
yep. I
excuse would
know.
be for
I
cheating,
know.
as
So
opposed to what
is
a
it
I know how
reason
to
would
smack
be
okay?
your
for
girl on
cheating.
her ass.
Like
So is it
that's just
okay
that
Exactly.
you
to?
shouldn't play like that.
So is it okay to take a man back if he did it, or is it okay to take a woman back if they did it? Like if that
I would
is it
suggest that no
a
woman takes a cheated
situation?
man back, but any man should take a woman that
Don't
cheats
take it
on
to
him
the
at
man
least
back.
once. Don't take a cheat man back, but
I'm
every
sorry. If you
man
cheat on
should
me,
at
I'm not
least give
taking you
his
back.
woman one time for cheating. Just, I understand that sentiment, and all power to any man that's done because of that. But most of the time when women do cheat out of their emotions or what we try to say is 90 or 80 something percent our fault, and most of the time it aligns with because a lot of men we good at doing the big things, the big flashy things, and we throw a lot of the small things under the rug. But when that shit pile up under the rug and it's a big ass mountain under this fancy rug that we swept it all under, it's still a big ass pile of shit we got to deal with, and we don't really like to deal with the small stuff. So if the woman is cheating out of
Yeah,
emotions of what we saying or whatever, it's more or
that's
less
true.
due to small shit that we letting pile up and add up. And it's like when God say he don't put too much on your plate, that's definitely true. He never gonna put too much on your plate. It's about how much you decide to put on your spoon. So when all those problems didn't add up, to you got Mount Everest over there, problems that we didn't sweep on the rug because they small to us. And she taking her spoon out and she eating them, and it's like fuck this. I'm about to just keep eating this shit.
I don't.
You know
It
what?
also
If
it just
a
depends on the
woman, if
woman
you
though.
cheat on me, a woman, if you cheat on me, I don't want you back. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm done. Like
Because
I'm
because
completely done.
there's an emotional attachment that comes with pussy. Period.
You
No,
know what?
not
You
Yes,
know
it
what?
is.
it's an ownership attachment that comes to
You
us.
know what,
It's an
guys?
ownership
It's
attachment
and
for us,
You
bro.
should
We
stop
we
playing
ain't
with me.
we nigga honestly,
Over
we feel like she gave away my pussy. It don't come down to nothing else, but we feeling like she gave away my pussy. Like, and yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna scar. I ain't never been
I don't
fortunate enough to get cheated on, so I don't wouldn't know that pain. But
I don't want to.
I
I
understand,
don't want
like,
to,
bro,
bro.
like, yeah, she
Look,
gave away what you feel
look,
like is mine. Because in a relationship, you don't feel like you own
it's
nothing but the woman paying.
it's not
when
even
so Amanda,
it's not even
hey,
about that,
so guys, you're saying that.
Erica.
So when it's a woman, and I mean, how do you think that makes us feel? Like we are a lot of. I mean, I'm a big ball of emotions. That's just me. I'm a big ball of
Mm-hmm.
emotions, and it can go and swing anywhere. But
Yeah, you're a
naturally, a
crybaby. I
woman
know.
is a little bit more emotional. Whatever. A woman is a little bit more emotional, I say, than men. But that I think y'all good at hiding y'all emotions. Y'all real good at it. Y'all real good. Like we got to be detectives as women just to figure out why the fuck you over there with your nose and stuff all to it. Like we have to be detectives, and some women don't want to be detectives, don't want to deal with all that. But with the whole situation of what you just said, guy, the whole thing, what you just said, it's like to me, then you're saying that that woman can't. There's no second chance.
And this is why. This is why. If I was younger, I probably would take you back. Okay, but because of what I know and how I know and what I know, no, we can't. Because now there's an issue, and that issue is not only did you fuck somebody else, but now this nigga's attached to you. If you
That
had
ain't
me
nothing to
attached to
play
you,
with.
if you had me attached to you, what makes you think that he's not going to be attached to you?
Well, damn.
So I'm it's and this is when we talk about sex, we're talking about intimacy. It's a different type of level. It's different. Like it's you going into something very deep, and you can't pull
It's
yourself out of
attachment.
that. You can't pull yourself out of that. Like that shit don't you dealing with shit that nah, we're not doing that. I'm sorry. No, once you do that, you go ahead and do your thing. I'm good. No, I don't want that
So you're
because
saying the younger guy
the younger
would
guy
have been
would have probably
that version
not
would have
because
took that
not knowing
person
what I
back.
know now, not knowing what I know now, what I know now, no,
You
I'm not.
wouldn't
But
do it.
then back then, no, I couldn't. I mean, back then, yes, I probably would have, but now, no, not what I know now and how this works.
Well, that confirms what I've been thinking all this time. That's
So, so,
interesting.
so
Huh.
you gotta understand. You gotta understand this as as a woman and man. When y'all y'all not just fucking. It's not just fucking anymore.
No, it's energy.
It's it's energies. Exactly.
Hmm.
It's energies. It's a reason why you got a lot of women
And that's
around here
why I
bitter and
believe in that
mad.
whole.
Bitter and mad.
That's why.
Because why? They got a whole gang of different energies in their ass that
Wait, I want to hear what I want to hear what my girl
they
gonna
can't.
say. Y'all was giving her a chance to defend that, not. Shoot, I'm trying to hold it. I'm about to say what it is, but
I
mm,
I just feel like once you a ex, like you a ex, like, and I think that's why I be having so many issues because it's like once you step over that boundary, like I had to live through that with two of my oldest children. Like the bitch wouldn't go nowhere. Like it's some bitches, just bitches and niggas don't go nowhere, and a bitch till this day the bitch won't go nowhere. She intervenes in everything, and sometimes with cheating, you just gotta leave that shit where it is. It's just sometimes it's like that. Cause people
Yep.
that soul tie, that's why I don't play games like that. I don't try to mess with no one from any of my exes. Like it's just too much. Like you
It's a
just
fact.
too much. Cause I'm still soul tied to an ex, and I wouldn't dare put another man, in that position to, like Some women like that weird shit, having men fighting over them, but I don't like that shit. I
Oh
want
yeah,
one man
I'm
to
not
fight
that
for
type of
me.
person.
You know,
It's
it's
not.
women
Yeah,
out there,
Nope, not doing that.
and that's
yeah.
why
Tell you
God is
honest.
saying that. Because there's women out there that's like that. They just don't get it. Or it's some men that don't get it. So
They
it
don't
doesn't,
get
Nope.
you
it.
know,
Yeah, I agree with that.
so
They
And that's
just
the
choosing,
thing
don't
you got
about
to
it.
get it.
think
And that's the
twice.
reason why. And that's the reason why I said, like, I mean, women, when y'all are emotional, like y'all may think, y'all may think, y'all have the key. Y'all got the golden key. Y'all may think, oh, I'm getting him back, not knowing that. All right, you may be getting him back, but you finna get your shit. You finna get your ass into some shit you probably ain't gonna be able to get rid of, and that is
Oh,
a
all
whole
the
different,
time.
a whole different appetite, a whole different
Oh no,
person,
you
a
know a
whole.
woman knows what she has.
You,
Every woman
you
on
can't
this
play them
planet knows
games.
what she has. It's not that we don't know. And that just goes back to it ain't it's not so much of how you was raised. It's just you know as a woman, it's like a intuition. It's like you know what you have, you know the power that you have. Because if you didn't have that power, then you wouldn't have certain men chasing or certain people, or certain men doing certain things or whatever. But I mean, you know these things. We know that if we, like I knew that if I did this with this person and that person, that it was going to create bodies, is what my brother used to call it. You're creating bodies. And when you create your
Oh my
bodies,
god,
I mean, that's your energy. You're giving your energy, and that energy from them stays with you. So it's like that's where it comes with. Like I heard earlier, someone said the wall. This woman has this wall built. Yeah, because she's carrying this energy on with her whole life, and then when she finally gets to that one person, that's that energy. That's that wall that you have just built. And when you
facts.
have that wall, it takes a lot for that man to break it down. Been there and done that. And you
That's
don't
that's
realize it as women. You don't realize that until that man tells you. Like, I mean, my
some
husband
men don't
told me,
even want to
he
deal with
said,
that.
what is going on with you? Like, you're one way, you're this way, and this and that. What's going on? Like, seriously, you tell me what's up with you. Like, you don't realize that you have this wall up. You honestly don't. You don't realize that.
And
And
that's
I
and
think
that's
that
and go ahead. I'm listening.
go ahead, no, go ahead.
And that's why I tell people all the time, like therapy. Therapy is good for you. Therapy is really good for you in a sense of that wall you're talking about, that your husband is
Mm-hmm,
talking about.
mm-hmm.
You would be able to identify that a lot sooner than him identifying it for you because you get to see things. It's therapeutic if you ask me.
It is for some.
To
I
go to
mean,
therapy.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of weird to talk to somebody. I
Well,
know
you
it's they
talking to
always say it's nice to get something to talk to someone outside of your household and stuff. I just
so I got a
around
question
that
for y'all.
time it just felt weird. It just feels weird. I don't know.
So do your body count matter? Do a woman or man body count matter?
Yeah. No.
The body count doesn't matter? Yes or no? The body count of a man, do it matter?
Uh, that's a sticky one.
That's
It
a
should for every
sticky one.
woman.
Do a body count for a man, for a woman, does it matter? I don't want to know. I don't want to
Um,
know your body count. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Keep that
I
shit
I
personally
pushing,
don't
want
bro.
want to even know, honestly. But I do want to know how you got to your body count. If you don't disclose that type of information with me, I want to know how your number. It depending on how high. Like you tell me some wild shit, I gotta know
yeah, I know.
what led you down that road. No, like for real, like I gotta ask. There's more questions I gotta ask now. Like you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't just tell me something wild like 30, and I'm like, really? No,
Like,
How'd
yeah,
you get to 30?
you just said
people.
30,
What?
man. We gotta.
25?
How'd you get to 30 and you 23?
Like, yeah, how'd you get to
What?
30? Like, right? Fuck.
Like, you actually like
You know,
31,
I just want to know. Like, I'm not gonna judge you. Right.
Facts.
I mean,
I
that's
potentially say you
understandable.
would. Like,
See,
honestly,
you just said, but you just said the word. You just said the key word though. I'm not going to judge you. And I think even if you don't say that, that's the first thing that comes to our mind. Like, if I tell him he don't want to be with me, I mean, 1,001 things going on in my mind. He ain't going to want to be with me. He going to think I'm a hoe. He going to do this. And, all these things. You know, I have to explain to him the reason why I did all this stuff. And some women don't want to do all that. That's why we
no, but you
normally we
gotta
lie and we say
understand.
we was, maybe wanted to, but we was in a
But no, what I'm
relationship and on
saying
damn well
to
they probably wasn't.
But when I say I'm not
I
gonna judge you, I really mean what I really mean to say is I'm not gonna condemn you. 'Cause I'm definitely gonna judge you because everyone it's important to judge. Like judgment is an important aspect of life. Like I wouldn't take my blood homie to an all crip party. That's just out of my better judgment. Like judgment is important and like that's just you
facts.
assessing what
Facts.
the options and everything is in front of you, putting all the things together and coming up with the best outcome. That's what judgment basically is. Like, but me saying like my crip homie is gonna stay a crip all his life, I'll never be able to take him to the blood homies party. That's a condemn it, and I'm never gonna condemn you. Say like just because you was this, you always gonna be that. But I definitely want to judge you to see if this is what I'm comfortable with knowing this, having this information about you and knowing how you got there. I gotta be comfortable with what I'm comfortable with at the end of the day.
But you're true. It's true about that. That's facts. Like I think that goes back to you. You know who you are, so you're not not comfortable, and then you need to be comfortable with the person that you're with. I mean, a lot of this, I think if you just had an understanding of who the person that you're dealing with, then you would know exactly what you're dealing with. You can decide from that point. And I mean, at the beginning, then you can decide from that point if you want to deal with that person. And if you don't, then you can continue on with your body count or whatever, I, it's just something you have
Yeah, I'm
to
not gonna be one of your body
who
counts.
you're dealing
I'm
with.
sorry. I'm not gonna be part of your body count. No, no, no. That's why I say I don't want to know. The matter is how I am. I'm different. Like I don't want to. The shit is weird. Like oh such and such and
Why
you
is
get
it weird?
this and
Why is
that
it
this
weird?
time and that. It's because okay. It's weird to me because one, if I'm with you now, I don't want to hear about your past. Not that. No, no. Because okay, one, I want to know what's your longest relationship. Um, if you have a baby daddy, I want to know about him. Okay, his mental, your mental. That's all I need. I don't need to know how many
His
niggas you
mental is
done fuck.
important.
I don't need to know how many niggas you fuck because for the simple fact, why do I got to know that? Like, I mean, you ain't asking me how
Well,
many you fuck, nigga. Like, I don't.
it'd be the same. It'd be the same exact thing if the
Who are you
person,
don't
like
have
you
sex
said,
with? If I tell you I like,
how many baby
if I
daddies,
tell you
how
I like
many
on Juliet
baby mamas you
17,
had? Same thing. You're asking how
I
many
ain't got no
people, and if
kids.
they say, "Well, I got like 5 baby mamas, I got 5 baby daddies, or 6 baby daddies," I know someone who got 7 baby daddies. But
Well, they got seven
it's
baby
like
daddies because they letting everybody bust it open.
I don't know. I'm just different. I want to know the body count. That's just me.
Body
Uh,
count. If you got a kid or two, I mean you got a kid or two, but I don't need to know who you done before me. No, I don't want to know that. Like you can keep that way because I'm not sharing that type of information
but then when is yeah, and
unless
when
Is
you
it
ask.
is
wrong
the
to
right time to
share
ask that type
information
of
though?
question too? When is the right
Is it
time to
valuable
ask somebody
information?
that? Because you're gonna ask them on the first day, yo, look, how many like when you
How many
gonna
people you
ask
gonna
the
sleep
question?
with?
Like that's a hard like
No,
most
bro,
people
you
you
go get
like
tested.
ask a woman her age and stuff like that. Like when should I ask her age? When like at a certain point I need to know your age. Like I need to know I'm not out here with a teenager that look like a grown ass woman. Like
That
on God, because no, time out. No
Facts,
disrespect to nobody, but
part.
facts.
the 16-year-olds and the 14-year-olds today don't look like the 14 and 16-year-olds that I
There.
was look at
We
when I was
grew up
14
with.
and 16. I'm
No,
sorry,
bro.
they look like
Uh-huh.
grown ass women. I promise you, I
What's in the
hollered at this
water?
girl one time at the liquor store. She told me the age. I was like, what? Girl, go home. What the fuck? This is insanity. Like No,
Yep.
because I know most niggas don't give a fuck, and they just don't. She's young and impressionable with a body like that. Most men, we mostly look for something younger. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, like we are very visual, and we definitely would prefer something younger. I don't care whatever most of the achievements and stuff that you things that you accomplish in life. That's all great, but that might not necessarily be the thing that attracts me to a woman. Most men don't feel right with having this woman have all these achievements, and then I'm battling to out achieve my woman. Like that's not a comfortable situation for most men to be in, and that's just reality. That's just because of the way men have been structured. That's it sucks. But it's just reality.
That is reality. You're right.
You gotta have
And
some
then
type
like a
of
lot of stuff with sex and too, like like I'm saying, you can tell me 30, but then when I'm asking you about the 30, I want to know how many of that 30 you had unprotected sex with. Like a lot of people get caught up in who you love. That's important, who you love. But I care about who the fuck you trust. Because there's a lot of people in this life that I love, but I don't trust them worth a damn. And then there's people in life that I probably trust, but I probably don't love them like the people that I love. Those are two separate things, but they both equally important. Because who I trust is the people who I'm going to entrust my children or my money and stuff like that. Just because I love you don't mean I'm going to put those type of responsibilities on you. I'm sorry. Love you. Don't judge you.
they telling somebody to wake up.
And answer your questions, I did go to therapy one time. So I can't, I'm not saying like I didn't do it. I went one time. I didn't like it.
You don't like it? Uh,
Mm-mm.
I went when I first moved out here. 26. The best shit I ever did because it allowed me to unpack a lot,
But
and
I
I'm
went
still
based
unpacking.
on,
But
I did it based on myself though. I didn't do it like the relationship ones. I did it for myself. I just
oh
didn't
no, no,
like
no,
it.
no, no. This wasn't a relationship. This was a relationship with myself because
Yeah. But
it
therapy,
was
like school, is
definitely
not for a lot of people. Therapy isn't.
that's true. That is true.
Like
But for
I
myself,
was a
I
straight
knew,
A student in school. I was a
and I
big
know
ass
I knew.
nerd, but I fuck school.
So men cheat because they're not getting it.
Yes, man, cheat because y'all don't know how to give it when we want it. Give it to us on the
Mm.
silver platter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, man, yeah, but we cheat out of what we not getting at home,
And
which
that's not
causes
just
y'all to
it.
cheat out of emotion.
Mm.
That's no justification, by the way. There's no justificating for cheating. Just want to say that. Disclosure.
It really isn't.
Facts.
I mean, you
There's
can
it's no
put
justification.
it in the
No, it's
box.
not. If you have an open relationship, have an open relationship.
I wouldn't suggest
I
it.
don't
You
consider
gonna
that
have a
cheating.
committed
That's y'all doing
relationship,
your
have a
thing.
committed relationship. If you're gonna have a relationship. But like I said, in a committed relationship that you are required to do, right? Just like, y'all require us men to go out, work, provide, do our thing, take care of home, do this, take care of your needs, take care of these needs, do this, do that. We got needs too.
I don't know. And I heard that earlier.
Huh?
I heard that
What? You don't
earlier
know.
from the. I don't know because I heard that. I know because see the everything is structured in my house before he came along. It was everything was structured. And I think I also heard earlier about control. Majority of the time, it's because it's like you're trying to control me, and I can actually say that sometimes that is what it is. Like I don't do the control thing, and it goes back to I seen how my mother and my stepdad was. I don't like the control
Mm,
thing. Like don't try to tell me how I need to do things. Don't do that because then I feel like you're treating me like a child. But then there's a difference because he's older than me. So I feel like you treat me like a child instead of your partner. I had to get that understanding out of the way. As in, like, do I expect him to, pay all the bills and all that stuff? No, I don't expect for him to do anything. I expect him to help me take care of his kids, though. I do expect that. Um, that's one thing I do, and I want you to do that. As in, I expect you to pay this and do all this stuff for me. No, like literally, my relationship is a partnership, and
That
that's
should
the
come
only way that it's going to
naturally.
be. If it's
I
not
think
going to be a
men like
What you
partnership,
do?
it's not going to work. It won't work. It won't. It doesn't work for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I just, you want that partnership, especially if the kids involved. You definitely want that partnership because it's a big old joint.
You on the
First of
spot,
all, for
Erica.
me,
I'm about to put you on the
But
spot.
look,
I'm about to
not
put you on the spot.
not every partnership
I'm
is
about to put you on the
you gonna
spot.
50-50.
put
Y'all, in reality, not
I'm
every
about to put you on the
partnership
spot.
is 50-50. Not every partnership is
So,
50-50.
so,
You can't
so,
say that.
so, why are you afraid of marriage?
I'm afraid of marriage.
Yeah.
Who said I was afraid of marriage? I wasn't trying to go there. I was trying to keep it very no
I
elephants,
thought you said you were married.
I am. I am now. But I know what he's talking about. I wasn't trying to go there and say nothing of the sort and tell nobody's no business.
Because I'm
So,
hearing I'm hearing partnership. I'm hearing partnership and
hmm,
partnership marriage.
yes, it is.
Per- It's not marriage. No, it's not.
Yeah, to me, but to me, it is. That's to me. And I mean, that's how I structured it. That's how we both have, I can't even say just me, because that's how he structured it as well. And how he was raised, that's how it was structured. That it's a partnership. It's 50-50. We both doing something. We both are contributing to this. And like I said, him being older, I get a lot more from him. And I'm still learning myself. But I see it as a partnership. I see it as,
Latanya, I got a question for you.
Really?
Yep, got a question for you.
You almost made me
Are
drop my
you afraid
phone.
of marriage?
I'm really not afraid of marriage. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not afraid of a lifetime so death do us part commitment.
And the reason why I ask that is because marriage is
I'm
it's a
afraid of
it's a
marriage. I
commitment.
ain't gonna lie.
You afraid of marriage? Why, Carl? Why are you afraid of marriage?
Most certainly. And I feel like I'm ideal for marriage and all that. And I check a lot of the boxes for what would probably be idealistic for a lot of women in marriage. Because I'm afraid, bro. I'm not even lying to you.
But why are you afraid? That's the question.
I,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, it's not one of those problems that I personally can diagnose for myself. I wish I could just sit up here and tell y'all the magic answer of why, but I know, like, I definitely am afraid of marriage. It's nothing to do with commitment or nothing. Like, I can commit. Hell, I haven't even been in almost 3 years. So I don't know what it is about marriage. It's just,
So what is your perspective on
I don't know.
marriage? What do y'all get? Like, what is your perspective each? I mean, everybody's different understanding of what marriage is.
well, what is yours? Shoot. I always wanted to know.
You always want to know? Okay, so
Damn it. I ain't
my
taking no God. Yours.
okay, my perspective of marriage. It's not a partnership, okay? Because if it's a partnership, it's easy to get out of. There's a loophole in that shit. Partner.
Mm-mm.
There's no commitment. There's no, oh, we in this. You're my partner. I can let your ass So any time partnership, it's it is 50-50 though. Some ends it's 50-50. But my understanding of what marriage is a commitment between two people. Okay, that your mama can't break, your daddy can't break, your kids can't break. Because you're going to have your ups and downs. Okay, every marriage does.
So it's a contract for you.
It's not even a contract. It's not a contract.
It's a contract.
You sign it. Okay, it's a legal document. So take the legal document away. What do you have? You still got the same people you've been with for years. There's only a legal document. So if you and you ain't married, and then all of a sudden you guys get married, and then 2 years later y'all divorce, why? When in reality, all you got to do is keep that shit the same. Nothing changes.
Maybe that's what I'm afraid of.
Nothing,
Maybe
nothing
I'm
is supposed
afraid
to
of
change.
divorce.
Nothing is supposed to change when you
But
get married.
see, you're telling
Nothing.
nothing's supposed to change. Okay, so it's like you're getting married to somebody who's younger, like in your younger years, okay? And then when you grow, as you grow, you get into series of things. Like I know people who have actually been straight out of high school, throughout high school, from freshman on out of high school, who have been, together. And then when they got, I say 18, they got married. They didn't went into the military together, all that stuff. And I say they've been together for a good 10 years, and they just called it a quit. Because it's just like, just, we just grew, as in their thing of what they said, they just grew apart. And some people do.
You grow
And
apart.
you got to learn
Okay.
how to, you grew apart. And I never understood that when people say that to me, they just grew apart. Like, but y'all always, but then
It,
it's like, I just, I
it's
never got a
exactly
chance
what I
to
said.
live.
So it's exactly what I said. Is you stop doing the things you did to get her. Things when you stop doing them things, you lose everything. The same thing that you did to get her, you need to keep doing that to keep her. And then too, the same thing you did to get him, you got to keep doing that. You think you like Carl said he want to get
I
sucked from the
agree
side.
with that
You think you
for
gonna
the
go in and suck his
most
dick from the
part.
side, and then in the beginning, and then all of a sudden you gonna stop?
Okay,
No,
wait.
like
He
you've been
said he
doing this shit for
agreed
I,
with
10
me.
years.
I, I
Let me
because
say.
I'm only because a lot of the time most men do have to climb these mountains in order to get the woman. You got me fucked up if you think I'm gonna keep climbing mountains. Like at a certain point, I feel like I climbed too many, and I'm not
You
about to
shouldn't
continue to
have,
climb
bro.
mountains
You
just
shouldn't
to
have to keep
show you how much
that
I
that
really love.
mountain.
But that was the thing that
No,
I
no.
had to do in order to get her. I'm not gonna continue to do that.
Okay, so this is what I mean by you continue to do the things
Like
that
you're,
you did to get her.
saying is like
Because if you got to climb,
you're past that stage. Like we're past that stage.
if yeah, but at the end of the day, if you started off by getting her roses, so your first day you got her roses, right? And she tells you and appreciates the fact that you got her roses, right? And now that you got her, you ain't sent her, you ain't got her no more flowers, no nothing, because you got her. But she tell you, hey, why you stop doing that? Like I enjoyed that. That's what I love that about you. Why stop doing the
Period.
things that you did to get her
Period.
because you have her?
And that, and that and that goes back to what you said, guys. Women have to keep giving men what we started with. It's the same thing. Just like them roses.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all want that? You want that? Sip it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. I'm in a restaurant, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, don't keep moving.
Yeah, you got to. Like marriage, see, marriage is what you make it. Okay. And from what my
Mm-hmm.
understanding is, from what I know, and from what I've been through, okay, it's what you make it. You're gonna have your ups and downs. You're gonna have your ups and downs in a relationship. I honestly feel
That's
like
important to have.
when you get married, you get married, you sort of have a understanding of okay,
You got to do it.
A commitment,
Yeah, no.
but your commitment is honorable. Okay, you can get married 10 years, right? And she can say, you know what, I don't want to deal with you no more. And you have to be with that. But at least in a marriage, if y'all get to that point of, okay, what's going on? Where we at? And it's easy to get caught up in yourself in a marriage. It's easy. It's easy to say, all right, can nobody else have him? I got him locked up. He ain't going nowhere. We good. And you're gonna be like, what? And you're gonna be like, no, this ain't it. What we doing? What
Well, it's you just
that
that person got comfortable. I mean,
and that's easy.
I've been
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
relationship
And
where a man gets comfortable and stops. A woman does the same thing. We get comfortable and we stop. I mean, I'm I stopped. Like shoot, I'm like I done had
so
two
why?
kids
So why do
and
you get comfortable? You had 2 kids.
I just get comfortable.
Because we
I just
afford
get
them that
comfortable.
See,
That's
comfortability.
just. I mean, shoot.
It's afforded to.
If you don't tell me like if
If
you
you
don't
didn't,
tell me,
right, you
and
gotta
we
say it
just
from the
go,
jump.
we just living like we just living.
no, no, no. That's dry. That's dry as hell.
Not it's. I don't know any
Y'all
other
don't do
woman's
date night.
situation,
Y'all don't do it. Y'all don't
but
do it. Y'all don't do a date night. Y'all don't do a date night.
we never did. No, we never did. We didn't start no date nights.
Hmm.
Um, it no,
Who
none of that.
pursued
Like we
who?
don't do
Who
date
pursued
nights. We do family
who? You pursued
night.
him or she?
Huh?
He pursued you or you pursued him?
Oh, I'm the aggressor.
I figured.
I'm the aggressor. So
I figured. I figured. Yeah.
whatever.
That's why you can say it's a
I
partnership.
mean,
That's why you can say it's a partnership. And ain't no disrespect to you, but in your marriage, but that's why you can say it's a partnership because you the aggressor. And like I said, I mean,
And the partner doesn't always equate to 50-50. Jordan and
no,
Pippen
it
was
don't.
partners, but I wouldn't say they were equal. 50-50 partners.
Hell no. Nope, not at all. Not at all. No, they needed each
that's
other.
it.
You know, we knew who was the superior one. And that is yeah, that yeah. Mm-mm. I'm sorry, I ain't my wife. No, we ain't partners. What the hell? You stuck with me. I'm stuck with you. We're not partners, yo. Like, you can't go nowhere. I'm not going
Yeah,
nowhere.
but
Mm-mm.
don't
And
we
when
can't
that time
be
comes,
falsified
but
and
when
when we
that
bring it
time
to the table
comes,
as men either.
if that time, yeah, but if
Hey,
that time
I
ever
want to hear what
comes,
he got.
you there,
I'm trying to hear what he said.
huh?
Yeah, said something. You was talking. I was like, wait, who? No, he had said he was talking. He was saying something, and then you started talking, and then it was just like overlapping.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. What you say, Carl?
Oh, I said like I'm all for like the being the head of the household and the man leading and the woman submitting, but we got to be better leaders than what we sitting up here showing these women that we are. Like I hell no, don't. There's too many men that's out here leading women into the wilderness and just leaving them.
No,
Yeah, but at the same time,
Have you sent in
well,
the rain without a raincoat?
if you,
let
That's
me clear
not.
it up from my perspective of my relationship and my marriage, as in being the aggressor. I am a very submissive, and my sister just told me that today. But I am. Me and my sisters, we are. All of us are. My sister Jasmine and my sister Alicia and myself, we are. And we're givers. We're like that, but also we're very revengeful too. But as in, if we want something, all of us have been like that. We have always, if we want somebody, like if we like that person or we want to talk to that person, we're that type of person that we're aggressive. We want to talk to that person. Like, I want to talk to you. Like, it's not about anybody else. Like, fuck your boys that you with and stuff. I want to talk to you in that sense. But in my marriage, I'm not like that. Like, I let him. I follow his lead in certain things that like, just overall, I follow his lead. Like, I'm very submissive with it. It's not like I'm just overall aggressive and it's my way or the highway, or just no, not like that at all. I'm very submissive. I do follow his lead on certain things. Hard headed, yes, I am. I haven't got that yet down that I need to be more. If he says something, then, or if he's trying to do something for me or anything like that, like, I'm hard headed. He's like, you're doing it again. And it's a work in progress. I'm not fully, as long as we've been together, I'm not all together. I'm still working on myself, and he's helping me to adjust and work that, and points out things. 'Cause he'll analyze something that I do, and he'll point it out to me. And that's something that I'm not used to and I don't fucking like. But
You
he
think
does that.
you think
But
he's
it
you think
helps me
he's
though.
Bro, he's attributed to your
yeah,
growth in
and
that
you and
aspect.
how
He
you
does.
take it as you think he's talking to you like a kid.
It's like I said, it's a battle. It's not always. I mean, this whole marriage thing is new to me. I mean, only people I know that friend wise is like, I got maybe like three friends that's literally hanging on the string since this COVID thing hit, literally. But I look towards my grandmother, and how her marriage was and stuff and everything before my grandfather passed away. And I look at my mom and her marriage that she is with her husband now. So I look at,
Hmm.
that, and I always go to them for advice and stuff to, figure out, like, okay, how should this be? But, it's my mom said it's more of the way your tone is. At least that's for my mother. She's like, it's the way your tone
Yeah,
is. If you guys can talk,
yeah,
because she was like, because she's seen it sometimes,
Yes,
like, I say certain things,
very
and
much.
it makes me feel like I'm some type of kid. It's the tone of things and
yeah,
how you guys
yeah.
approach things too. Like, if you approach things to me fucked up, then you about to get it right back fucked up. That's how it is. So it's a battle. It's not the marriage is not something that I feel like certain people shouldn't be in. Like, if you're not a person that's going to be able to compromise, don't fucking do it. That's just the bottom line. Don't do it, because all you're doing is playing tug of war, and nobody's fucking winning. You're just pulling this fucking rope back and forth, and nobody is giving because you have too much pride. It's more dominant in my family, is female, more dominant in my family. So we have a lot of pride, and we don't always know how to just say, I'm sorry that I said that like that or whatever. Me being the way that I am, and my sister Jasmine is, we poo poo, because we sure will say sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't mean to do that. Come here. Let me give you some kisses. Come here. Let's go do this. Because I don't know. I just don't have that. My mom says, and my grandmother says too. She said, that's so weak. You can't be like that. Because then he's gonna think he can do whatever the fuck he
What?
wants and this and that. So at some point, you have to be this. But it's a
That's
battle.
not
Like,
always true.
the way,
It is a
and
battle.
it's not. It's not. It's not. And I don't have a problem with, if I did something wrong, I'll own up to that shit that I did something wrong. You know, because I feel like that's the only way that we're going to be able to get over that hump. If I stay
And
stubborn with it, we're never
that
going to get
is
over it,
it.
and we're going to always be stuck
No,
here
what's
with
gonna
it.
happen is, and what's gonna happen is he gonna cheat because you
And
talking
he's going
about
to
a
get tired.
man.
Yeah.
We have pride at the end of the
So,
day. We have pride at the end of the day. And if you sit up here talking to us any kind of way, and then yet you don't apologize, like what? You don't apologize for your actions? Oh, okay. Well, I ain't got to
yeah.
deal with that with her. I ain't got to deal with that with over there. Like
I
that,
mean,
just all of that. Like when a woman say that's weak, that you don't apologize, oh, because he's going to take advantage. No, we want y'all to apologize because guess what? We got to
yeah, but
apologize
these
too.
are different. These are different.
Please
And I
apologize.
understand 100% of what you're saying. But when you're growing up in a family like the Williams family, that name holds very heavy because, well, like I said again, we're dominant female. We don't have a lot of males in our family. I don't have a lot of male cousins. I have a lot of female cousins. And
Hmm.
so we are taught a certain way. But me and my sister Jasmine, because Elisha, she's actually very fucking aggressive, and I think that's why her marriage is not going as good as she, hope it would, because she wants things done her way, and that's it. Me and Jasmine were very submissive, and we do anything to make it right. Not saying that we'll, you know, do some over, whatever,
You get
but
ran
we will
over.
do anything to make it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
because I don't want when people feel like I don't like people to be upset at me. I don't. Okay, how can I fix this? What did I do? I usually have a 5 hour conversation with Lord, and I'm like, okay, look, this is what I did, Lord. I'm gonna tell you what I did today, and He ain't talking to me. I need guidance because it's just I don't know what else to do. So going to my mother and going to my grandmother, it's not always. Well, you need to, what did you do? Well, no, I wouldn't apologize for that. He needs to understand, and I'm like, no, because if maybe I didn't do this the correct way, and then, so I stopped getting counsel from them. I just said, you know what, flat out, maybe I should just talk to him and find out exactly what went wrong. What did I do? What went wrong?
That would.
Or what did you do?
That's
We
it
try to
right
have
there.
more communication. And that's when I learned that communication is everything.
Yeah.
And I've always been good at communicating, but when you're with that person that you love, and when you're with that person that you share everything, and you guys are living together and all this stuff, you guys have a kid and stuff, then it's like the communication sometimes becomes separated. And it's like now y'all missing each other. Like you can be living with somebody and not communicate with that person, and now you don't realize you're not communicating with that person. And I had to learn that, like, okay. And then that's when you start, because I did it. That's when you start, you know, talking, to other people. And then you start listening to their opinion, or you start talking to that person,
Been
and
there.
then it just becomes
Been there.
now it's become a mess, and it's like all you had to do was talk to your partner. All you had to do was talk to about the situation. It's like you're going around the big old circle, but you're still tugging this rope that nobody is winning, because he ain't gonna say
Yeah.
nothing to you, because he don't know if you mad. You ain't saying nothing to him, but you giving him the stare like, oh, I'm mad at you. You know it, but you ain't trying to say. And it's a hot mess. At the end of the day, it's a hot mess.
Yeah.
And then only thing I can think of is if I don't do it, another woman will. That's the only thing I can think of. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me go in here and talk. Let me go in here and try to make things right if I can. If I've had points where I thought it was like, okay, it's over. I know it's over. He ain't coming back. Like I think the beginning of our relationship, yeah, we had a ball out fight. So I was like, ooh, he ain't coming back. This. But me just initiating the talk and talking to him about it, I see that, okay, that's all you really and truly have to do. So I'm like, what is my grandma and them talking about? You just have, Will
She sent
Williams,
it to
this,
no.
you too proud.
No.
You
What?
too
And you
proud.
gonna
Don't be sitting here doing that. He gonna
end up
walk
and
you.
you gonna end up by yourself. You're gonna end up by yourself.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, as a man, like as a man, when a woman talk to us any kind of way, it send us in that mode of, okay, you know what, I gotta deal with this shit. And we honestly don't. Especially if you dealing with people who have grown up and had to deal with that shit. It's one thing to want
yeah.
respect from us, but we want respect from y'all. Like that's all we ask of is respect. If you can't respect me as a man, I can't mess with you,
Especially
yo.
if he's a
Because
respectable man.
exactly, like if you out
Thank
here
you for pointing that
wilding
out.
and you get upset, and when you get upset, I'm ass niggas and this and that, and you compare me to the last nigga, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's out. I'm
Well, I need to
sorry. That's a no for me. I can't be
extra
your
stage
bitch. I
left, yo.
can't be none of
Yep,
that.
because
Like I don't
nah,
disrespect women and call
no,
them
we're not
like
playing them games.
names. Like we can have a bitch fest all day, and I
Nah,
don't
we
want to
not.
get into those type of
No, big
conversations.
fat.
So I'm out. Sorry.
that's the kicker right there. I mean, I'm glad you took your own
And
advice and you
a lot
listened,
of
Erica,
stuff.
because all it takes is a conversation.
Yeah,
All
that's
it takes is a
good.
conversation with us
Most
men.
of the time
All
too.
you gotta do is come to us and say, "Hey, what's wrong?" Most of the time, we're gonna tell you wrong and how we feel. Now, how we tell you could be a little different because you don't want to catch us at the height of it. You want to let us and then catch us when we, all right, babe, I want to talk to you about this. Well, how did you feel? All right, how
But a
what's
lot of
sad
men
about it?
aren't
I
like
heard
that. A
And
lot of men
you gonna
aren't
get
like
it.
that.
But then,
A lot of men
then
aren't
with
like
go
that
that.
ahead,
too,
Eric.
it's up. It's there's a lot.
Wait. I hear what
Go
you
ahead,
gotta
Latonya.
say.
We gotta be.
I wanted to say
Uh,
a lot of men weren't pretty much like raised that way. Like, a lot of men don't know how to talk about, you know, their emotional like needs. You know what I mean? When it comes to emotion, they don't know how to express that verbally, and they hold
Shit,
out
I
until
do it
they
all.
find a way.
yeah, a
I do
lot
it.
of men don't
That's
put
one thing. That's
themselves
why
in
I
that
went
those type of
to
vulnerable
therapy,
type
yo.
of situations, but we gotta be men about that and understand that being emotional is being manly too. Like in order to be that, to be what people were saying is weak, that take a lot of strength. It definitely take a lot of strength to be what people consider weak, and we gotta like change a lot of those perspectives and mindsets and stuff like that. Like, and we gotta not let our self there. So we got to get her before she get to the ledge. We got to get her before she even get there. So what I had to learn because I used to, I have a child by a therapist by the way. So I'm for and against therapy at the same damn time. But
Oh
something
Lord,
that she told me that
I have so
worked
many questions.
our that worked with our relationship. We had a code word when she was getting like when she was about to go left field because she would go left and I'm talking about left as fuck, like to the point where I wanted to get real disrespectful with her, but I just couldn't do that because I'm just not that type of person all the time. So we came up with a code word that I'm letting her know you're getting out of line, like just stop because it's gonna go there. And we're gonna
But
be arguing all night.
it's nothing wrong with telling your partner, your spouse, or whoever, like like, come on, you getting out of character. Like,
No, because I'm not gonna
you
say that. I'm
get
gonna say shut
tired
the
of
fuck up.
relationships.
I'm gonna get wild. No, I'm gonna get wild because she gonna get wild. I'm gonna get wild. So you gotta like before it even get there. Like you gotta stop it like immediately. Like code word really saved a lot of our arguments. Like our code word was chicken skin. So if I'm saying chicken skin, she know like you about to go there. We shouldn't probably go there. We should probably say this conversation to for another day or like the words need to change, the language or something. It's not the time and it's definitely not the right word being used.
It's all about being respectful at the end of the day. Like
I never thought to have
for
a code
instance,
word because
I'm be
that's
very
that.
transparent. Like even with me and my wife, like I really had to sit down and talk to her because she's never had a relationship outside of me that's like when she had the boys, they dad after having Geo, he was like, I don't want to do this. Don't, and she really ain't had no serious relationship since. So I'm actually her first serious relationship that just turned to a marriage. So the dynamic in the beginning was crazy. Like I'm not like you ain't gonna be aggressive with me. Like all that, oh, you want to put your hands up? Nah, fuck that. No, you better you don't do that. It's a no. I make a phone call, and we had to come to understanding that you don't have to be like that with me because I'm not like that. I'm not aggressive. I would never put my hands on a woman, and I'm not going to talk to you any kind of way. When you piss me off, I will leave you, and I won't say shit to you. And I think some women hate that shit because they would rather you talk back than to
Oh
ignore.
my God, they hate the silence.
And I give you
Men hate it
straight
too.
silence. I give you straight
Because it means that
They
you
silence.
do.
I won't.
engaged in what you
I,
engaged in the shit that they saying. They don't want to feel
I
like you're not
won't say
like
nothing. I will walk past you and act like you don't exist, just in
all
that
the time.
manner, because of the fact of I'm not doing that. Because if I go there and I go there, you're not gonna get me back. I'm not. You gonna have to call the army because I get real petty and I get real assholish. I become an asshole. Period. I have that side to me.
That's because you're
Not everybody know it.
Aquarius. That's because you're Aquarius. That's
Know it.
that
Not
Aquarius
everybody
stuff.
know it. But I have that
Mm-hmm.
side.
That's
I have
the
that side to me
Aquarius.
too. And
That's that Aquarius,
and
bro. I'm Aquarius. I already know
I
what
try
you're
to
talking about.
keep it. Yeah, bro. Like I don't know, bro. Like it take a lot to get me there, but once I'm there, I'm doing 100. And I hit a brick wall. I'm gonna go through that shit, and I'm gonna keep going because I give you fair
Oh
warning. And the fair
God.
warning is don't disrespect me. We can talk. We can have a civil conversation, but don't disrespect me. Don't belittle me, and don't talk that shit. Because guess what? I have to let her know I'm not obligated. You forgot. I'm not obligated. I honestly don't have to do this. I do this because I want to. I don't have to. And a lot of women get that fucked up. Obligated. And you think we have to, but we don't want to. We don't have to. We do it because we want to. Can't get them two mixed up. In the beginning, she got that mixed up. And she had to understand I'm here because I want to be here. I don't have to be here. I can take care of my daughter from over there and be good and have a peace of mind. Be, but I'm here because I want to be. And once we got that
I wanna
understanding,
I
we're
don't know.
good.
I got mixed feelings on that.
I wanna
Why?
chime in. Like
Chime
in my
in, Tanya.
experience, a lot of a lot of men would use that method or that perspective to, and that goes back to control. Like that, like I don't have to be here. Like you know how much I hear. Like I don't have to be, but it don't, necessarily be me giving off the attitude. It just be
Hmm.
like I said. I'm about boundaries and I'm about chances. So it's like if you blow your
Mm-hmm.
three real chance shot, like I hear what you're saying, like don't disrespect me, but you know what I'm not saying like disrespect is okay. And there's different levels of disrespect. Like disrespect to me is if I tell you something that, you know, could hurt my feelings, don't throw that in my face
Don't
and
do that.
joke and be like, oh,
Yeah,
you got thin skin. Like, yeah,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
thin skin. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and then men will go into, well, I'm here. That's that cocky, like, it's just, it just depends on the person. It goes
Mm-hmm.
back to the person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when I said when I said I don't have I'm okay. You talking about the you talking about the blended family dynamic? You talking about being that man, that father figure for kids that ain't his. I talk about that aspect. See, I don't know who wrote the rules. I don't know who came
I'm
up with
I'm all of that.
the guidelines. At the same time, the guidelines never said that you marry somebody, they know you're a package deal, right? That not all men know what comes with that, but he's here, right? Wants to be here, but in reality, you don't have to be here to deal with the X, Y, the bullshit.
No, to deal with
If you
you.
get what I'm saying, you don't have to deal with the bullshit. So when I say obligated, I'm saying I'm not obligated to one, deal with your bullshit. Two, I'm obligated now taking care of kids that ain't mine. Not obligated to that. They have a dad. He's still alive. He's still able bodied. He's still in the picture. You have to understand that and understand that no, it's not a card to play. Oh, here and no, I'm not doing that. We're not playing that game. We're not playing that. Oh, you want to throw that in her face every time? No, 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 we're not doing that. What I'm saying is, I'm here. I've been here, right? And because we
Gotcha.
have in our ups and our downs, you not you they don't give you the okay to disrespect me. They don't give you the okay to call me out my name. They're okay to do whatever the hell you want and say what you want to me because you feel some type of way. I'm doing something that he ain't doing. I'm here. I'm present. I'm doing. I'm being a part of. I got to deal with. So the least you can do is give me some damn respect. The least you can do is have a civil conversation because I didn't cause this. I didn't.
This
I'm not
is
the
just
reason
such a
why.
tight.
You know.
This is such a
That's all I'm saying.
tight conversation right now. I'm just tight, like.
that's
I
that's
I
all
can
I'm
see
saying. Like,
it.
I mean,
I can agree to some of the
if that
degree
makes
with
sense.
the whole. No, it makes what you said. It makes sense. It makes sense.
I
And
mean,
some
from a
people
man's
do say
perspective,
things, and
because if a woman, if it was reversed, women have that same right. I'm not saying just from a man's perspective. Like, I mean, if if I'm a man and a woman comes in and she taking and doing the things that I'm doing as a man now, but as a woman, she's not obligated. She's doing it because she wants to. She's doing it because out of the love of what she have for the kids and you. But some people abuse that shit. You got women and men that abuse that. That it's a privilege. It's not a. This is not because they didn't lay down and have that kid with you.
Oh, I got mad examples.
And people abuse it.
yeah, because
People
I'm
abuse
like,
that shit. Like they really do.
it's a couple of examples on that. I've seen that. I've
What's
been
the
in
examples?
situations where
Well,
mm, I'll let them go first.
at one point in situations with my daughter's mom, that's the therapist. I was more or less a living dad. I didn't have a job when I first moved up there. And I never wanted to be that, but she kind of took that upon herself. And when she had her grievances, she put that in what the sentences was, but she didn't understand. At the same time, I was giving you provided child care for your children that weren't mine. I'm here to watch my child all day, but I'm not doing anything outside of the bounds of what a normal person would do. I'm watching all your kids. I make sure all your kids eat. I make sure all your kids get the practice. For you not to just appreciate that simple fact, and that was the type of stuff you tried to throw in arguments and stuff like that. That- That's nothing I can respect.
Exactly.
I can understand that.
To the point,
Um,
to the, to the
And
point, like,
that's what I'm
okay,
talking about.
I was one of those dudes that, okay, I dropped off at work, I used their car. I didn't have a job, so I would take my daughter, her son, to go do Uber Eats, just so I can be bringing in some type of income. I'm not sitting on my ass all day until I find a requisite job. I can only wait until I get hired, but in the meantime, I'm doing something, bringing some type of income to the table. That's not even enough. I felt for her, if you gonna shit on me for what I was in the time being.
See that becomes to me And I mean, I've seen that before with a lot of successful women. It's like he's not doing enough, or he's not on this level, or I mean, I'm in love with him, but he's still not on this level. It feels like it's not enough. I've never understood that. I've seen it, I've been around it, but I've never understood that. Like, if the person's contributing, I don't understand why is that not. But anyway, women are confused.
But if they're
It's
but
just
if
Because a
they're
lot of
expectations.
successful women
We
contributing,
could,
do get in competition. They get in that competition mode with a man, and that's never healthy for any
uh,
type of relationship when the man and the woman in the competition for who's gonna make the most money and shit like that. Like that's dumb. And she had a lot of problems with because I told her I didn't necessarily feel like a man living under your roof. This is your house that you built. I didn't buy this house. I'm just
let me
providing
chime
what I can
in.
for her.
Hold on. Let me chime in on that. Like,
yeah,
let me
anytime.
chime in on
Go ahead.
that. Like, I don't think that should even be a part of the argument. And the reason why I'm saying that shouldn't even be a part of the argument because that's my experience. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why my last relationship didn't make it because you're looking at it as it's mine, and me and my kids. Like, if I'm pulling you, okay, thank you. If I'm welcoming you, yeah, if I'm giving you one side of my dresser, one of the nightstands, half of my closet, you know what I mean? Making sure your Jordan, like all that type of stuff. If I'm doing that, it's no longer mine and my kids, it's yours too. So that could just be a complex
Yeah,
that
it's
a lot of men
ours.
can, and that you get what I'm saying. Like, it's women out here that will be with a man 3, 4, 5 years, and he will not have no drawers. He will not have no socks. He won't have nothing. So a lot of men gotta understand. Yes, it is. This is what I have to do to take care of my child. What do you want me not to provide for my kids? Yes, it is our house, but you got to be understanding and knowing that if you're gonna come into this relationship and you want to come to my house and be at my house and possibly move in, if that's what we're building off of, if I am the only one with housing at this point, you got to understand that. Now, if you want to get better housing in your housing in your man cave, and I'm gonna have my little girl cave, we need to be adults, come into a partnership, and marriage and all that other type of stuff. But I, for a man to just like do a woman like that already has her, housing together. A lot of men hold a lot of women accountable for that perspective when they date women with children. Like, don't go into a
I
relationship.
agree.
Don't
Even
go
so
into
much
a
so,
relationship. Uh huh.
I agree 100% with what you're saying. Even so, when she tried, I never was in a relationship with her. Our baby came out of wedlock from us having sex, unprotected. It was never no traditional boyfriend girlfriend. I have no problem with the boyfriend girlfriend stuff. I've done that. I've been on that path. It was never our path. Even when
Wait a
I
minute.
moved in with her, our agreement was my agreement with her was I'm moving in order to take care of my child because of the things that she disclosed with me when with her previous baby fathers and how she felt like she couldn't do this again. And I had to definitely be there for my child. It, I wasn't there for her. I wasn't there for no relationship. I had my own room in her house. I didn't sleep in her room, in her bed. My clothes were in my own room where me and my daughter more or less slept. I never treated her sons because she has two boys. I never treated her sons like they were nothing less than my sons. Even to this day, I still go over there dropping off. I wear expensive Jordans. I buy her son expensive Jordans and Xbox because she's a woman and she don't understand how he can get clowned for not having certain stuff. I'm a man. I know these things, and this is like I said. I treat this boy like my son. So it never came down to the household thing. Yeah, this is not my house. This is not something I built. So I'm never going to call this place my house, my home. I never wanted her to get trapped in that either because I told her once I move in and you see the type of man I am and the type of father that I can be to you, you're going to fall more in love with me. And that's not the road that we're going down. I'm only here to raise my daughter until she gets a specific age, then I'm out. And that's exactly what happened. My daughter got a specific age, and now I'm out. I'm raising her. We're splitting the time raising her, and she didn't never get that until it was too late. And so, yeah, I had a lot of back and forth, and just a lot of unnecessary drama because how much she loved me and how much I didn't reciprocate it to her because I didn't have those feelings.
So you went in
It's
it
no way
with
you
it
had.
being just that.
It's
Most
no way.
definitely.
You just a
It's no
hit. It was
way.
just a
It's
hit.
no way.
It was just a hit
But I'm
situation,
not
huh?
gonna say that I wasn't still hitting. I was still fucking and all of that. And
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Mm-mm.
I don't never I don't I'm not gonna say I got the
Uh-uh.
So
biggest
what kind
penis in
of
the world, but
relationship
Mm-mm.
I'm
we having?
very
Y'all
no,
crazy,
hell
y'all
no.
wild,
No,
yo,
listen.
yo,
You have
wild.
that's why I'm very specific in what I tell what I disclose to a woman. No, 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 no. You know what you're getting into. That's what I'm saying. We live in reality. She's an adult. Nah, nah. See, that comes to
Hold on.
I can't play. Look, I have daughters, so I have to get them to understand when a man tell you something like his goal with you is not to be in a relationship with you. Believe that nigga, because he just told you the secret. He gave you the secret sauce for you not to believe in and still pursue those things. That's not a wise decision
So you
for
let it
you.
be known up
Like
front.
I don't,
You let
I
it be known up front of what you
don't
wanted. You let her know up front
to
of
be
what you
known
wanted.
so much up front. Like, because I'm not that type of
Mm.
person. I can't be the
Okay.
type of person where you're gonna come to me months
Yeah.
down the road to talk about I didn't
Okay.
know. Nah, hell no. I
This is
let you
his.
know from the jump.
You want any? You want
21
that at
Jump
all?
Street.
Okay.
You want
You
Okay.
gotta know these things.
I can understand that now.
I
At least
met her at the wrong
you
time
was
in my
front.
life. Yeah, because honestly, I met her at the wrong time in my life. If I met her at a different time, we probably would have had a great relationship. We probably would have been married and all that. But the time when I met her, I just got out of the relationship as one who I consider to be the love of my life. So I really wasn't ready to move on from all of that. And
Mm.
yeah, just a lot of that stuff just
Wait
didn't
a
add up to me.
minute. Wait
You
a
was hurt.
Yeah,
You
and I
got a
explained this
whole
to
You
her.
lot
was
of
you was hurt.
that's
Exactly.
what
But see, yeah,
Hurting, and it was just like that. Yeah, it was that woman that you cry on her
that's
shoulder. And
life.
you
Like
yeah, I'm
shit.
gonna tap this
Wait
shit.
a minute. He got some
And
chapters
a lot of
left.
people
I can respect that, bro. I can
felt
respect that.
So many questions, but I'll keep it to myself.
What's your
Like
question
me,
there?
I'm just stuck on the. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna ask them. I said I'm gonna keep them to myself for now.
Girl, ask the
I'm
question.
Let my
comfortable with
mind
anything
wander
I've
for a
been
little
through.
bit.
I'm comfortable with
You
disclosing
know,
any information like
you
I
know,
see it.
no, it's
Okay.
just interesting. It's interesting that whole thought process of that relationship, or
It
it's
is.
interesting.
Well, but you
And
have
I
to
don't think
understand this
that's it
too,
for
though. So as a
anyone.
man, he was honest. He was honest from jump about the situation. Like he told her what it was. Yet she still pursued and expected something out of it that it never was. Like, I mean, who's to blame? If I could tell you, Erica, um,
You said who's to blame?
there's nothing that's gonna. If I told you, ain't nothing gonna come out of
I,
this.
I, I
Like
have I'm not gonna
we just
totally
gonna
absolve
be,
myself of any blame, but the most of the onus is upon her.
we finna do our thing, and I don't want no relationship. And, like I'm going through something right now, and you like, oh well, we can do this, we can do that, and you end up pregnant. Then what?
I mean, what took me out was the whole living in the same house in separate rooms.
A
That's
different
Yeah,
bed?
wrong.
that
Especially
threw
if
me
we
for a
intimate.
loop.
Especially if we
Shit.
Hey,
intimate. It's like
that's the arrangement that I
no,
made. I was
no.
literally there to raise my daughter. Like you gotta understand.
You
Okay,
could have
it's
raised
deeper
your
than that. It's deeper
daughter.
than what.
No. Mm-mm.
Right. But look, it's deeper than that too. Because look, like I said, I don't care. My life is my life, and I'm living it. At the same time that she was pregnant, I also had another woman pregnant.
Wait a minute,
Oh shit.
But I
you
really,
was
in all, oh Jesus Christ,
wait,
I'm telling y'all, my life is real.
He was living
My
his
life is
best
real.
life.
Like
It
he was
is.
right though. Hold on, let me fix my camera. Let me see your face when you say it.
God, what the heck?
Bro, I was not expecting that, yo.
Don't start now. Let
What?
my face when you say it.
What?
that's the way. Hey,
Dang, how did that work out?
Bro,
Well, technically he wasn't
he
with
had them sprung. That's what it
yeah, hold
was.
up.
He had them all sprung.
Which, what, was you with the old girl? Was you with the other one?
I wasn't with her either, bro. It was a sex thing too.
What? You need to.
I,
This is what
I'm
you need to
telling you,
do.
at that point,
Contact
I wasn't really in my. I wasn't.
Bro,
Listen,
you was
I
out there.
wasn't in.
You was.
I was. Hey, there's
He was
no.
still hurt. He was still hurt from the first one. He was still going through from the
Like I
first one.
told you, I'm not here to lie on nothing that I was doing. I was definitely, and
No,
I
we're
had
not
never been
judging
through
you.
what I was going through right there. I had never been through that. It took me like that was some shit that I should have done. No, I don't mind the judgment. Like I said, judgment is a part of life that's normal. I would never feel bad about somebody's judgment. Don't think that I'm
But
gonna
we
complain
not
about this.
supposed to
Please
judge,
judge me.
though. We not
But
supposed to
at
judge,
that point,
No, bro, we're
that
not
stuff.
judging. We're not
we're
gonna
not
judge.
But
judging.
those the type of decisions
Like I
how it turned out. It should have turned out earlier in life.
you.
That's a lot. Like that.
Mm.
That's a whole like that's a
But
whole lot. But that whole living in the same house in separate rooms ain't no
it
way.
is.
You touch it this. If you touch it, we not playing that game.
Hey, on God,
We
I don't know how
not.
she did it.
You got,
I
you
don't know
got,
how she
you got,
did it because, like I'm
you
saying,
got,
she's still knocking on
because
my
she
door
wanted
to
you
get the
around,
deed,
bro.
and I was giving it to her. I wasn't like turning her
Bro, she
down,
wanted you around.
bro. And I understood that. I understood that going in,
That's
and I told her.
She wanted you
desperation.
around.
But but I had to raise my child, bro. I'm not happy about how everything turned out with me and her as far as that, but I'm definitely happy about the decision I made because of how what my daughter is now, as opposed to what she would have been had I
Yeah,
just been one of them
yeah,
sideline dads and just been like, fuck it, I'm a and she stayed
nigga,
in a
yeah.
whole nother county. I picked up the move from Compton to go move all the way to
Mm.
Riverside, then San Bernardino with her. She
Oh,
was
you
coming
got
from
one of those
Riverside
cases
to
Bro,
too?
you was
You
in
got one of those cases?
Riverside,
exact,
I was too.
bro.
I
I was
was
living in
too.
Compton,
Yeah.
bro. She
bro,
was coming from
bro.
Riverside
You was in
to
Riverside,
Compton just to get the D. I was in
Oh, so
Riverside, bro,
you
to raise my
bro,
child.
you so
Like I left
I
everything,
bro.
bro.
can I hold a boo?
I was in
But
Moreno Valley, bro. What?
I lived in Riverside too.
What?
That's how
I was in
I
Moreno
even
Valley.
got out there. Why people lure people to Riverside County?
She put everybody in Riverside, huh?
Hey,
Oh
it get
my
like
Yeah, I was
god.
in. I was.
it get like
I
that.
hate that
Yeah,
county.
bro.
I can't stand that county.
I was in Moreno Valley, bro. I was right there. I know where you was at. Damn. She was driving from Riverside to
It's
Compton.
something about the
Nigga, that's
water
an
out there,
hour
bro.
drive, yo.
Bro, something
The water out where?
Hey, they wild, yo. They look wild out there in the valley. They look wild out there in the valley. In the high
Yeah.
E, bro, they look wild.
No, but I was wilding out
no,
though, bro. I was wilding.
no.
I was wilding. But look, I will say this: both women were pregnant at the same time. I was not having sex with both of them at the same time when they both
See,
got pregnant.
you
I
had
stopped
to
having
be. What
her.
you
Wait a
mean?
minute, hold
It's
on. You need
it
to
Come
tell
on now, Boo.
get
it don't
comfortable.
Yeah,
necessarily have
man.
to. I cut I cut one off. I cut one off to have sex with the other. They just end up like you can't you
Look,
can't
he
really
turned
make
off his
this shit up.
cam.
Like that's
He just swinging everywhere.
I
I just,
I want to know. Can I ask you a question?
so much so yeah. Ask away.
How many children do you have, and how many baby mamas do you have?
Uh, let's just say if it was free throws, right? I was at the free throw line. I would be perfect 4 for 4.
All right, that was the only question.
But not on that. I got two of my daughters in my back seat right now. I'm taking them both home. I'm taking one home with me, and taking one home to the valley. And my kids are spread out all the different places in California. I'm an LA kid. I got one kid that lives in Santa Clarita. The other one lives in Rancho Cucamonga. The kids that I'm involved with the most.
y'all.
And I make these trips. I don't care. Like I said, for me, as a dad, I'm all about my children. So all the other stuff, but everything else, it happened. It happened. At the end of the day, what I'm gonna do to raise my kids is what it comes down to. A lot of people get wrapped up in whatever, like my past. That's fine. is my kid being taken care of by their
No,
father?
I
Because
think
that's
that's
what's important to me.
I think that's beautiful that you have that mentality because a lot of men see it as well. If I can't have the woman, then I don't want him to do it with the kids. So
Fuck
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
backwards, yo. That bro, that's by
That's
far
dumb as
like
shit,
the
yeah,
bro.
craziest shit I've
yeah,
ever heard.
exactly.
That
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
it's real. It's real. So
that's
it's real.
insane, bro. Hey, because how people
Hmm.
think, and that's one thing. Like I don't play no games. Like when it come to my daughter, even the boys, like I don't play no games. Like they no, they ain't mine,
What?
but they mine, mine. Like you're not.
Right.
We're not playing them
Oh
games.
God.
I'll tell they dad real quick, nigga. No, you hurt one of them, bro. I'm gonna hurt you. Period. It just is what it is. And you can't do that. And you got a lot of niggas out there that I can't have a pussy no more. All right, well I'm not dealing with him or I'm not dealing with her. What nigga you deadbeat
Yeah,
ass
that's
nigga.
some sucker shit. Sucker
And
Like
ass
that's
shit.
and
I
that's a
can't,
lot of
bro.
them.
I
They
can't. Like
play.
if you one of my friends and I find out you not taking care of your responsibilities as a dad, I
Right.
don't know you, cuz I don't know you
Oh God. Because what conversations we really having, bro? Because I'm gonna ask you about your kids. I'm gonna
for
ask you
real.
about your son. I'm gonna ask
Yep,
like what the
yep.
fuck? That's what's gonna come
For
down
sure.
to.
For sure.
I'm sorry. I'm too involved with my kids not to see another man I take care of. You can take that shit somewhere else, bro. I do way too far too much for my kid. Like so much so I'm not a big proponent of the Mother's Day and Father's Day. Like I don't like being rewarded for shit that I should have to do. Nigga, this is my kids. I have to take care of them. Fucking
That's
get
how I feel about
that's
Mother's
cool.
Day.
Maybe the stepdads and stepmoms. Yeah, maybe the stepdads and stepmoms should have a day because that's a lot of shit. Like to go really invest your time and everything you got into somebody else's kid. That's commendable.
No, I think that
Yeah,
it should just be it's a reward every day. I mean, it's motherhood, taking care of kids for mothers is I feel like we need more than one day. And is
y'all
this
need a
day
month.
gonna be where I don't have to worry about my kids? Like I ain't gotta worry about
Yeah,
my kids. Is this that type of day? Because to me, that's really and truly all we want. We just want that one day. Don't ask me for nothing. I'm not cooking nothing. I don't want to change no
For
pull
real.
up. I don't want to potty train. I don't want to do that. I just want to sit back and look at TV, whatever, and have a margarita or a glass of wine or some whiskey or scotch. Something. That's all I want to do. I won't do nothing else. These days and stuff, like, I don't know. I think before, like, when, Ariana was in school, it was cool, and she's making stuff and everything. But now it's like, I'm being asked, like, what do you want for Mother's Day? What do you want to do? I don't want to do nothing. I, I,
you got a
I'm
whole
good.
teenager at
Like,
home now,
give me
girl.
a glass of scotch or something, I'm good.
You got a whole teenager at
Yeah,
home
but
now.
I'm good. Like, I don't need, it's almost like you don't need nothing but just some me time. Give me some me time. That's all I want.
Right.
Give me some me time. I don't need no gifts. I don't need
I
this.
told my
Because
I
I feel
told
like
I,
it's,
I
it's
told
one
my
of
wife
those
she ain't my
things
mama.
that
I told my wife she ain't my
What?
mama. She ain't my mama. She ain't good. Mother's Day come from the kids. She not my mama. So I gotta send flowers out. So
Oh, are you serious, guys?
no, I ain't serious.
you.
She
I
said she
can
don't want to
believe
do that. She said she don't want to.
Don't.
She every day is Mother's Day. So I don't.
get ready to
I
jump
do
through
shit
this
just
camera.
because.
It's about to be 3 days. What?
I do
Don't
shit just because. So Mother's Day,
what?
I ain't gotta.
And this is, and you
But
know
no,
what? This is
she
the
said
first
she
time
no no
in a relationship
no.
where I'm
Me
winning.
very big. Well, that's good because our birthdays, Mother's Day, you know, all that shit. Like, nah, you don't got to do nothing because we doing so much anyway. And she like, no, because I sure did last night. Like Mother's Day Sunday, what you want to do? So it's like nothing. We're doing too much already. All right, well, okay, cool. I
Hmm.
keep the money in my pocket. I use it for a rainy
Wow.
day.
Uh,
Rainy day.
But that's but that but 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 me personally, like, I just because. So when Mother's Day, that's damn near every day. Like, I'm it's just a day. Father's Day. It's just a day.
I got a question.
Now, I
I got a
mean,
question. So, and this is off subject. This is a little bit off subject because I always wonder, and I was actually going to call you about it because now that she is a teenager, now she's getting older, and she wants that relationship with her father. But when she is around him, she literally like clams up. She doesn't.
there's no connection.
I don't
There's
know.
no
It's almost
connection.
like she knows who he is, but she doesn't. Huh?
Doesn't know him. Yeah. She know who he is, but she don't know him.
Let her have a
Yeah.
relationship
And
with her
so,
father. Like let her like just coming from a woman's perspective that had to pretty much learn what relationships are from a male's perspective and a female's perspective. I had to meet my father in his casket, and it wasn't. And I always rooted for him, even though I didn't know him. So you don't want her to have that frame of mind, like it coulda, woulda, coulda been a good side. Like if she wants that relationship with him, like let him. Like if she wants to go and be with her father, let her go. You know what I mean?
but what, you know what? No, no, no. I'm not stopping. I've never been. I mean, I've always tried to, you know, I mean, pump it up to like, hey, go hang out with your dad, this and that. And she's always been like, I don't really want to type of situation. And I
Well,
know how I was when I found out that when I was 10 years old, I found out that my stepdad wasn't my real dad. Because being the firstborn, we came to California. It was just like I thought that man all this time was my father. And come to find out from his family that I wasn't, which was despiteful because my mom and them broke up. So, they told me that's not your dad. So I've always looked for that person. When I found that person, I was like my daughter, where it was like I'm off at 27. I'm sitting there looking at this man like,
it's awkward. Yeah.
it's awkward. And I know that's when she's around him, it's like that. And I don't know how to. Is it something that I'm supposed to do? Because I can't make him be a father. I can't make him be a
No.
dad, or whatever you want to
Oh
call it. I can't
no.
make him
Now,
do that. It's something he has
this is
to.
Yeah.
this is
I
some
don't know
insight.
what to
I'm gonna give
do
you some
with
insight.
that.
Okay. The insight. The insight is don't force her. He do what he needs to do because he's the father. She's the daughter. See, one thing we get it mixed up is we try to push the kid on the parent that's not in the picture, and it's like no, they need to play a role. They need to make it like okay, you want to be a part of because that's the only way this relationship is going to work. For instance, me and my dad only came around birthdays and Christmas. My birthday is a month after Christmas. The
Hmm.
fuck? On top of the fact, I gotta call you to spend time with you, nigga. I'm the son. You the dad. Why am I calling you to see what you doing for the weekend so that we can hang out?
Okay,
As I got
and that
older,
makes a lot.
I stopped doing that.
That makes
I
a lot
stopped
of
doing
sense
that.
what you're
I,
saying there.
I, I stopped calling her.
Uh,
No, you need to call me. I, I, I'm your son.
I
Like
gotta.
I'm. I can't. It's a relationship thing. It's still a relationship. You have to play your part. If not, we ain't gonna have one. Why am I the only one calling you? I'm the son. Like you had me. I didn't have you. You gotta
That
make it
makes okay. That makes
like you want to be a part of my life. You gotta be one. You gotta want to be a part. It takes you gotta build this. If not, then guess what? Want to be one, and they gotta be. He gotta be intentional.
I
Like he
got a
gotta
pretty
want
unique
to.
perspective on this.
What you got?
Well, shit. I've only had two phone conversations with my biological mom. I haven't met her to this day. I know if it was my dad, I'd be all up on the roof and hollering how much of a deadbeat he is. But I never once even thought about calling my mom a deadbeat. Even like knowing she did had aspirations of coming to singing, but she dropped those plans and did other things and stuff that went on with my brothers and sisters, of why none of us really got to grow up with her. Then I also have my oldest daughter. I've only seen her about 4 times in my life, and it's nothing to do with something that I wanted. I've always attempted to be in her life. Her mom just is not one of those people, I guess, that wants me in her life. I've taken to court. I got a court order that says I'm supposed to be with her. She didn't ran from that. I have receipts from Western Union that can show that I spent up to $22,000 just giving her money for my child. None of that. So I don't know honestly how it's really up to the child at some point too, how they gonna ultimately feel about their parent.
Well, right now
Luckily for me,
she's pretty much
Yeah, that's
happy
my
true.
with
dad
the way
my
things
dad
are
never told me
now.
nothing bad about my mom. Like I
She's
didn't the bad
happy.
stuff he waited until I was adult. So I didn't really have a bad perspective on my mom except for the yearning, the burning question inside was, am I good enough? Why she didn't want to all that. Once I got that out the way and I forgave her personally for that, it was easier for me to, at least have that phone conversation with her.
So it's primary
Yeah, I
pretty
can
much is
relate to
at that
that.
age she
I
can make
mean,
her of a decision. Is that?
yeah, yeah, because
I
at the
mean,
end
I
of the
just thought
day, like
I
for
asked
me,
because I'm running into a
no,
wall,
no, no.
so
I'm
I just
glad you
thought
did
I
it.
asked because I'm running into
I-
it.
I'm glad you did.
It was something that
No,
I
no,
was like
no,
I said
no.
I was gonna
Like,
call you to say about it because I'm running into a wall and talking to him like I said because his mind frame is the way that it is. Like I keep telling him like
too bad.
that boat has sailed.
No,
You know, he's
sell
not wanting
years
that
ago,
relationship and
years
I'm just
ago.
like I want her to be like me. Yeah, but in his mind it's just like he's like I don't understand like why not? Like
No, bro. If
I
you only
know
coming in
you
this to
and I
just
know that it's that could have been type of situation. And I think I'm like, okay, well, at the end of the day, we have a kid. She would, be more into your daughter. Like, I don't know. Like I said,
Right.
I think she has just become comfortable with just with my husband. She's
him,
comfortable and she's not really like he'll call me to talk to her and she's just like I'm playing the game, leave me alone. I don't really want to. Tell him I don't want to. Or he'll try to say, well, can I come and pick her up? I don't want, and I don't want to go with him, mom. I'm okay. Like that type of thing. And I'm like, it makes me feel like, okay, did I fail? Did I do
That's
something
fine.
wrong? You know,
no, no, no. You
No,
didn't fail. Nope, you
you
didn't
did
fail.
exactly what
He
you were
was
supposed
supposed
to do.
to.
You asked her, she came up with her decision. That's you did your job.
That's what it was.
As a parent, like there's nothing more I can ask you to do or should be asking you to do. I would never tell my co-parents to say, no, force her to come with me or force no. My daughter be sometimes my daughters love me to death. They run up to me and hug me. My daughters really would tell her mom, "Oh, I don't feel like talking to my dad right now. I'm doing something. Okay, that's fine. I'll call her later or whatever.
I mean, this is something that's been happening. I
I'm gonna
think
get.
when she was like maybe 5, 6, and 7, she loved being around her dad. Now, as she is like 8, 9, all the way now of 13, she we can
Because she
go somewhere. Like I
understands
don't really
and she
care.
see
And it's just like
and she see. No,
and
see,
maybe that's what it is.
this is the thing.
Yeah,
She understands. See, this is the thing.
it
As
is.
a man, as a parent, this is the thing that everybody talks about, and they think it's a game. When your kids get older and you play that bullshit, and you not in a life, and you think all of a sudden you're just gonna pop up when you want to, and expect them to be like, "Hey, daddy, mommy." No, I want to
Yeah,
deal
that
with
shit don't
you
work.
because now they have an understanding of what this relationship is and who you really are. This is what you get. You get somebody who don't want to deal with you because now all of a sudden you want to come around. No, where were you at? Where you been? Where you been? Where you been?
Right. Where was you when I
It's
did my
it's
first fell off
that
the
it's
bike for the
that
first time?
where you been at, yo? Like why now you want to be in this relationship? Why now? Where you been at this whole time? And that's what it is. And Ari is
Okay.
saying, no, I don't want to deal with him. No, I don't want to go anywhere with him. Because why? Where the hell you been? I don't know
And
you.
here I am
That
coming
is
You
to
my
so
you
daddy,
to
tricky.
but I
highlight
Like,
don't
that is
know
that
you.
so tricky.
you need
I feel like that's like so tricky because I have my own
And that's
personal
these
experience.
you can't you one thing you do is force your child don't want to do because in reality they're honest, they're being honest and honest with how they're feeling. This is how she feels. Yes, she know that's her dad, but at the same time, it's like, okay, one, two,
He ain't been no
how I don't
father.
know you. You ain't been no
well
father.
then
You ain't
maybe
been
that's what it
around.
is. So I think my whole thing is
Hmm.
like I said, my family has kept it a secret, and God, you know that they have kept my father and who he is.
Hmm.
They kept that secret for years, and so now that I'm
Years.
just,
Yeah.
I don't want her to literally be like, I wish I had that opportunity to do. I just want her to have a relationship with her father, and it just could be just my wants, and I'm pushing them on my kid, which I do know that I well, from what my husband said, I am doing that. And I just don't want her
Yeah.
to, I
You
want her to have
are.
experience of having her father. She's young, she's able to experience. I
If
didn't
she
get that chance,
wants
and
to
I want
experience it,
her to have that chance.
yeah. So when she's ready to
You
experience
did your
that,
job. You
she will.
facilitated that.
She will. You have done your job.
Right.
She will say, you know
Thank
what?
you.
You did your
I'm gonna
job.
call my dad, see what he doing, and that's what it's
I don't
gonna be.
know.
Until then, that relationship, he needs to do his part. But as you can see from him now she's like, okay, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. What he got to deal with for right now until she pick up the call and say, hey, what you doing? You want to hang out? You want to come get me? I want to spend some time with you. And that's I wasn't raised by my mom or my dad. I was raised by my grandma. My grandma adopted me and my sis when we were born. That's why my name went from Taylor to Jackson because I got ready to go to college and I got ready to go get my
Okay,
ID and
Mr.
get
Jackson.
my
Mr. Jackson. I'm
and
just
and
playing.
and and it went from Taylor to Jackson because my grandma adopted me. So my dad, like I said, my dad wasn't really in the picture. Like, yeah, I would have to call my dad and say, "Hey, what you doing? Want to hang out?" As I got older, when I got 12, 13, that shit stopped, bro. I'm not calling you no more. You know what I'm calling
Hell
you for?
yeah.
I'm your only son at that. Now you have my mom. My mom passed away when I was 15. She was 35. So,
Mm.
that whole dynamic, of wondering why the hell. Like, man, my mom didn't get along. I got treated like the black sheep out of six siblings. But at the same time, that's just what it was. I had to deal with that. That's the reason why I went to therapy because there was some shit.
Deep
As I got
rooted stuff. Thank you.
older,
It's okay to go get therapy if you have trauma. Like people have to recognize
yes,
that
yes,
trauma messes up relationships. Because if you don't know how to deal with that as an adult, that
period.
shit can get scary. It can get scary. I was blessed. Like I
It
was
will fuck
so
up
blessed.
your
So blessed.
for
Like I have a lot of
real. Like,
trauma, but I knew to go get that mental health.
I'm gonna tell you this: I
Yeah,
have
that mental
siblings.
health is very important.
You go get to go get their mental health worried about, and they lose. I'm not bullshit. My older sister, my brother, yo, like they can't figure it out. And I tell them all the time, yo, if y'all would just go sit y'all ass down somewhere and talk to somebody, and get rid of this bullshit and get rid of it, y'all would be fine. Y'all would be okay. Y'all would know how to fight, like y'all would be good.
Oh,
But
let's go.
like going through all of that and you're waiting to have a child, not waiting to have a child. When it was time, I guess. I was ready. I had Lola when we had Lola, like 5 next month. And just that whole ordeal, prepared me for that little girl in the next. So with being a father, I've always knew I wanted to be one, but at the same time, I always make sure that I wasn't going to be like mine. I wasn't going to be, this absentee parent who is all about me and not be around and not be present. No, you can't do that and expect your child to deal with it. That's not going to happen. When they don't want to deal with you, you can't be upset. And my dad could not be upset because at one point, I didn't want to deal with his ass. I didn't want to deal with him. I didn't want to call. I didn't want to call and check on him. I didn't want to talk to him. No, nigga, call me for once. You have to call me because at the end of the
But even
day,
when he,
I'm your son. And if you don't
even
call,
when he
guess what?
called,
There will be no relationship. There will be no relationship. Like now, my dad called. I'm 35. My dad actually came down to my wedding. He came to my wedding when I got married to my wife. We
Yay,
hung
that is
out. We
so
chilled.
great.
You
That is
know,
so
we
great.
we 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 that right there. When my dad came down to my wedding, that right there, it shaped our relationship. It got everything because I held a grudge because when my mom passed away, I expected him to pick up the ball and be a dad, and that never happened. Um, I honestly feel like my dad didn't know how to be a dad. And you have a lot of men in the '80s, crack era, running the streets, being doing their thing. They don't know how to be fathers. They grew up in the fast lane. They doing shit that they know they shouldn't be doing instead of taking care of their business and trying to provide. So I gave him that in the beginning, but as I got older, I expected more because I deserved more. I didn't get that. So when he came to my wedding, it kind of like, okay, he's trying. And, we talk on a daily. We talk, I call my dad at least about 3, 4 times a month. He called me now, text me, hit me up on Facebook. I don't know why my dad got it there on Facebook, but it is what it is. And I appreciate that. And he called and checked on Lo, his granddaughter. And, that's just what it is. But you have to allow her to do her in this moment of the relationship because he had his chance and he didn't take advantage of it. Now the ball is in court. Now she get to dictate whether she wants to deal with him or she don't. And he's gonna have to deal with that shit. He dropped the ball when he shouldn't have never dropped the ball at all.
okay. I was always just wondering, like, and I would sit and I would like literally just trying to think and trying to figure out, like, okay, so, okay, because I don't want her to be like how I was and not have, not know her biological father is here, but yet it's like, okay, how can I get these two to some kind of mutual ground or something, but I don't know. After a while, I kind of like
It's not
left
trying
things
to.
alone because I felt like I was making it worse, or I'm irritating her, or she just
Yep.
felt a certain way,
Yep.
and I was just like, you know what, I'm
Yep.
just gonna leave it alone. I mean,
Yep.
I talked to him a
Yep.
couple of
Leave it
times,
alone.
but it was like going in a circle. So it was like it felt like I was making the fire bigger than what it needed to be. So I left it alone, and I mean,
Yep.
she's perfectly
Leave it
happy.
alone.
She's
Leave it
not
alone.
Like, oh, like she'll say every now and then, I want to talk to my dad, and I give her the phone, and she's like, not really. I'm okay, and I'm just like, okay. My mom says, oh, it's just a teenager type thing. She'll grow out of it, but I don't know. She whenever she feels like talking to her dad, she'll talk to him. And I don't know. I just found that behavior of hers to be odd. Because I'm just like, why would you not want to talk to your dad? I just don't. He'll be
She's a
okay.
girl.
I'm like, okay.
No, see, yeah,
Is that the
she
teenager
would
coming
be
out,
okay,
or
but at the
is
same
it
time,
just
girl, like y'all understand the dynamic. When you have a girl, she's a daddy's girl in the beginning. You can fuck that up, whether you know it or not. Being a dad, being a man, because you're not present. You're not present. It's just no different than
oh, she's not?
a bull being a mother's boy. Like that shit matters. It matters. If you are not present, you cannot expect that relationship expected to be if you're not present. I'd be damned if me and my wife was to separate today. That little girl in there, oh, she she already know. There's no what we everything is already written out. We everything is typed up now of what this gonna be, and that's just what it is.
Well,
Like
I'm
you
glad I'm
can't
getting some type of insight on it
the perspective,
because
like
I mean,
the understanding when you're dealing
leading the
with young
wall with
girls,
that.
when you're dealing with no lead the wall alone, like lead let her because when you're dealing with young girls and they fathers, it's a different dynamic. And as a man, I get it now that I have a daughter of my and Kyle, you get it too because you have girls. It's a different dynamic. You have to be there from jump.
Oh God.
And I just wanted
There
to
is
say that's why I kind of like, my daughter's relationship with her dad. I gave it to God. Like, if that's where she want to be, that's where she want to be. However it's gonna go, like, and even goes for my son. I I had to really be the bigger person and really sit back. Like now, going on 40, like being with somebody for 8 years, like he didn't have his dad, so I really had to dig deep. Like I didn't have my dad, but he's here trying to be a dad for his children. I can't. It's no way I can interfere with that. Even if my kids may feel a certain way towards me or whatever, like I feel like a father is important, not because I didn't have mine, but like just having male friends and listening to them, it's just like I'd rather sacrifice as a parent.
I can be honest with y'all, and this is what my podcast is about honesty, also being transparent. Like the relationship with my dad, I could have cared shit about. Now the relationship with my mom on the side, I wish I had like that you can't do nothing like that right there. Like me and my dad relationship now, we good. Like but man, if somebody would have told me, oh, your mom and your dad, who? Because there's even when my mom was here, there's a lot
Well,
that went on that I didn't get. I didn't. People have their parents. My mom was present, but she wasn't. Not with me, at least. She wasn't present with me. She was present with my other siblings, but with me, no. Now my dad wasn't present at all. Only around birthdays and Christmas, or whenever it was my thing to want to hang out. So, you know, the guidance and shit the understanding that I have of being a parent and knowing how to operate in that realm, I got from my grandma and my uncles and my auntie who helped raise me. But I wasn't raised by my parents at all. You can just say, oh, God, no, I wasn't. I don't know what that dynamic looked like. I don't know what my mom and my dad co-parenting. I don't know what that looked like because it never existed.
I know I can say like I don't know when you say you don't know how it like you kind of like coming from a single parent home and you kind of like figure out where the bullshit comes from. Like you know what I mean? Like but
Hmm.
oh,
So if I'm being honest, I'm gonna be
I
transparent with
grew
y'all.
up
My
in a
mom was
two
a
parent
functional
home.
addict. My mom was a functional addict. So
Even
mama
like,
was too. Like for 27
yeah,
years,
like,
and I never judged her, but at the same time, it was just like I don't know. I feel like there wasn't a good co-parenting on her end. Like she could have did. I get the protecting, but at the same time, like shit, I had family. You know, I could have knew about.
yeah, yeah,
I don't.
yeah. I when my grandma got us all, my uncles and my aunties, they had a talk and was like, all right, no matter what, keep us all together. And what they did, all six of us, we didn't go to foster care. We stayed together. Two of my sisters got adopted by my auntie, and when my grandma passed away, my auntie got guardianship of the other of me, my older sister, my brother, and when my mom had my sister Candace. So we was able to due to my family, due to my uncles and my aunties. Other than that, shit, we would have been spread it out everywhere. Like when it comes to family, that's why I'm so big on family. Like I'm like super big on, that's why I try to get home whenever I can, as much as I can, because family dynamic. My family dynamic was awesome. You know, on my grandma's side. My dad's side. It was good. My dad's side was cool. My dad's side wasn't bad at all. My auntie was one of the best aunties in the world. She still is. My dad's sister. My dad other cool as shit. My uncle cool as shit. She has autism. I mean, she has Alzheimer's now. She just turned 90. Like that.
Mm.
It's all good, but just a family dynamic. Everybody's family dynamic. Who you raised with, who you know. Who this person is, who that person is, and all that. That is get kind of hectic. In a sense, and I understand Erica what you went through, and Latanya,
Yeah.
I know what you went through also. Like with not knowing your father, Latanya, and Erica not knowing your dad. Like that shit. Y'all are girls. This is important shit.
I mean,
This is
that
shit y'all
has,
should.
yeah, I didn't get to
This is stuff
do
that shouldn't have been kept
the
away at
daddy
all.
girl situation. No, it shouldn't have.
Like that
To
is
be honest,
important.
my play brother, my play brother was saying, he was like, "Why is it such a big secret?" Like he was like, "I even asked, when I was dating your aunt, I even asked, and it was like a secret, and nobody wanted to say anything." And it's like just to meet
Yeah,
somebody and start a relationship at the age 27. I mean, that was like
27. Like that's
I
crazy.
didn't know how to act with the man because I'm like,
Man,
okay,
we could have been had this
I
relationship.
didn't already, I didn't grow up with a father.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, already grew up with a stepdad. I love my stepdad. My mother's husband now. I love him, and I really and truly am like trying to figure out. Like, it's nice because it's like I have a piece. I know where I get my traits and stuff and everything from, but it's like I'm good. Like I really and truly like if I talk to him, I'm
Yeah.
okay. If I don't talk to him, I'm gonna be okay. And I'm just like I'm seeing my
So
daughter like
what?
that, and it's just like
So so did he reach out? Did he try to reach out to you at any given time? Your dad? Because you
So
said they kept it a secret, but my thing
oh,
is this: you're gonna keep that shit a secret for so
it was
long.
a
I mean, for
hot
how
mess
long?
because
Like, why was it a secret? Why nobody
okay,
wanted you
the
to
reason
know?
why it was a
Like, that's your
secret
damn
is
dad.
because I don't know that now that I will never know because I think that my grandmother and my mother will take that to their grave. I don't know why, but they would. My dad told me that he was like, ever since you guys left Chicago, he was like, they left. He was like, he was maybe not, he exaggerated things, but he said it was almost like your grandma picked up everything in the middle of the night, and next thing I know, y'all gone. He was like, I didn't even know that you guys left or anything. He was like, we lived on the other side of the bridge, and your mom and your grandma lived on the other side of the bridge. So he was like, I would travel to see you. Like I was there when you was born. I was there with all this stuff. He was like, but next thing I know, because I guess it was bad blood between my dad and my grandmother at the time, because my mom had me at 17. So she really didn't have too much of a
Mm,
say so with the situation. So it was like they picked up and they left. And so he was telling me, but I looked for you. He was like, I had, everybody's name. I looked for you. He was like, I came in contact with some of your family members and stuff at one point, and they wouldn't tell me where your mom lived, where your grandma lived, nothing. He was like, I know when you guys moved out here, you moved to San Bernardino, then y'all moved to Victorville, then y'all moved to, like, he had all the places that we moved to, but nobody would tell him, like, nobody would give him the information that he needed
uh,
to get in touch with my mom or my grandma. And that's how my
uh,
family is. I know that for a fact. That's how like for why? I don't. I still won't know why. He's like to this day. He's like I don't know why, but I have you now, and that's all that matters. And he was like, I have so much to tell you. You got sisters. You're the oldest. You're. He was like, I just, we started our relationship like that. But I don't know. He came out here one time, and I seen how my mother and stuff was, and it was a lot of anger. And I seen how he was. There was a lot of anger between them two. So I don't know if it was an understanding on why we left Chicago in the first place. But I mean, nobody's talking, and I just want to have a relationship with him. Like I can really and truly, I would love to know why, but I can really care less about the past. It's like you're here. I know who you are now. I'm old enough to have that relationship with you. I don't need mom to initiate anything. I don't need that anymore. Like we're gonna stay in contact. And I think that I'm a busybody. So I think that's why I am that way with my daughter. And that's probably why I'm just like, I want her to have a relationship with her father because I have a relationship with my father. And I don't want her to feel like she's missing out when she gets older. And I didn't know pushing her is actually pulling her away. I didn't know that, because
yeah,
my mom would always
yeah,
say,
yeah.
she
I mean,
needs
you
to
learning,
talk to her dad.
you
He's
learning.
trying. He's trying. And that's what my mom would always say. He's trying. She needs to talk to him. And I'm like, okay, because that my mom not,
No,
I don't think
no,
she's telling me anything wrong, but it's actually pulling her away from her dad by me pushing her. I didn't know that. So now that
yep,
I know, I'm gonna butt
yep,
out and let that be because shoot, I'm doing more damage
yep,
pushing than anything. So thank y'all for
yep.
letting me know that
And you
because
got to
I'm
understand
telling you,
this.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
your mom can't like she can't to push, you know, when the same shoe was on the other foot when it came to you. Like that don't sound right. That don't even sound right. For the simple fact, like she tell you I want to talk to my dad, you ain't gonna stop her from talking to her dad. Like
I
she's
give her the
that's why I said the ball is in her
phone.
court. Yeah, the ball is in her court, like I said. So if anything, when she good and ready to talk and want to build and want him, she gonna hold him accountable. She's gonna hold her dad accountable. Okay, and he's going to have to straighten up because if not, she will cut that plug. And what I mean by cut that plug is she won't deal with him, and she may only deal with him when she wants, and no daddy wants that. But that's just gonna have with him because what? She not gonna want to get hurt. She's not gonna want to get hurt.
I mean,
All that
I
plays
mean,
a
I've
part
seen
in a
them. You
daddy
know,
and daughter relationship.
I've seen their reaction. I've seen how they both react with each other. And Ariana's she's very spicy, very spicy, and she's not a person
I wonder where she get
that
that from.
will. She'll tell you what's on her mind, and that I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out.
I know,
I'm
right?
trying to figure that part out, but she is, and she'll let them know how she feel, and she is a very emotional child, and he don't know how to handle that, and so he shuts down,
When's her
she
birthday?
shuts down, and I have to deal with the outcome. Like if they went somewhere and she come back, she's crying, and he's telling me on the phone, I don't know what you've been telling her and stuff, and then she's crying saying dad's
Nope,
being
ain't got
like
nothing to do
this,
with
and
you.
he's trying to tell
Ain't got
me
nothing
what
to do
to
with you.
do and all this stuff. I told him he's never been here, and mom, and then I get put into the middle of it because he's calling me, telling me you're telling her all this stuff about me. I'm like, I've always made you look like a unicorn, an angel. I have never spoke bad about you. That's not my character.
And
I
now
don't do
she
that to
get to
nobody.
see.
But
Now she get to. Now
I'm
she
the
get to see
bad
who he
person. But
really
she's
is.
mad
Like,
at me because I told her to go. But then she's mad at me because
yeah,
she's
of course
like,
he is.
you told me to go. And I'm just like, I didn't,
Yeah.
what am I? He came and he wanted to, I told you didn't have to go if you didn't want to. And, he's saying, well, I just want to spend some time with you, Ari, this and that. And then I feel so bad because I'm just like, did I make her go? Like, I wasn't trying to do that, and here I am. Let me fix this.
Hmm.
And then when I fix it, I make it worse. So, from
Worse.
what
Yeah.
you guys are saying today, I need to just leave it alone. I need to just take myself out of the equation
Yeah.
and let them figure that out. And
Yeah.
I'll just do that because,
Yeah.
shoot, I'm sitting over here, like, right now, like, I'm just like, it frustrates me because it's like I'm a fixer. I try to fix things, and it's like I made this worse, and let me try to fix it, but not
Yep.
knowing I'm
You've
pouring
always.
more gasoline on the fire. So I thank you guys for that because I did not
Well.
know. I did not know that I was doing that at all, and I was trying to figure. I've been trying to figure this out, and this has been going on for a while. Now her birthday is getting ready to come up, and he is a birthday dad. He likes to come around on her birthday and stuff, and gifts and stuff like that. But after that, then it's like months and months to a year that she even hear from him again. And
Oh my God,
she's
he's one of
she's
them.
pretty much she's been okay. Yeah, he is.
He's
She'll
one of
see him
them.
a good total
He's
of three to four times out of the year.
what the fuck? And you expect your daughter to want to have a relationship with what?
Because I call him and say, hey, you need to call, talk to her. She's been doing good with this and stuff, and call her and see how she's doing. This whole pandemic situation is crazy. She can't see her friends. Call her. I do that, and it's like I don't know if he's like I'll call her, and then he do call her. I mean, it's they just breathing on the phone,
Because they don't have
and
no
I'm
That's
con.
just
how it
like,
is
There's
with
no
my daughter.
okay.
connection.
That's how it is with my
There's no
8-year old, and I'm just
connection.
like, man.
They know it not. They know it's not real. Like they know it's. Y'all have to understand this. These little girls today know how they feel with it, what they're feeling, and know when it's some bullshit, and they will on it.
Yeah, I'm learning that
Okay,
now.
they
I'm
know.
learning that now. Ariana enter into this
So
teenage thing,
they not
and it's
gonna.
a whole new ball
They
game.
they not gonna waste their time. They not gonna waste their time. That no, like you. He's in for a rude awakening if he think that as she get older, she gonna want to deal with him. I feel sorry. I feel sorry because she gonna what? It's gonna come to a point to where she only gonna want him around, or she only gonna want to contact him when she wants something. and he ain't gonna have no choice but to do it because he have not been around at all like he was supposed to. This wouldn't even be a problem if he stayed consistent with what he was doing in the beginning. And he was consistent from day one. Now he's coming in trying to get his family back that haven't been a family in 14 years. And yet,
14 years.
worried about that. He's so worried about that that the fact that his daughter, he ain't even had a relationship with his daughter. Like, bruh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, that shit don't make any sense.
It don't make sense to you. It didn't make sense to me. And I'm just like, these conversations, like we're supposed to be having these conversations and stuff because of the mediation with the child support and stuff. So we're supposed to have these conversations stuff with the mediator, and she's he's demanding that he have some type of summer vacation time and stuff like that. Well, when he asked her, she said, "No, I'm okay. I'm good." And it's just like of course I'm the villain. I'm the villain because I'm just telling her all kinds of things,
No,
like.
he's always
But
he's
in
always
reality, I'm
he's
not.
always put that on you. Always. He's always put that shit on you. And you're not the villain. If anything, you've been the one, you've been the mediator. You've been making him look good instead of allowing Ari to see him for who he is since the beginning. You've been keeping this cover over his ass. Now the cover's off, and she's getting older and understanding that my dad is just a sperm donor. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just what it is. And now he wants
Maybe
to
it's
come
just me
in and
as a
try to build this
mother.
relationship. And the only reason why he wants to build this relationship is because he wants his nigga. You ain't been around for 14 years. Where you been? Where you been, yo? Like when we had this baby, you should have been what I needed you to be. But yet you didn't want to. You didn't want to. Like that. That's, is that fair? Hell no, bro. No, that's not right. It's not right. Like you got to. What kind of shit is that, yo? Be who you supposed to be for your daughter, and that's the only thing that should matter right now. Be who you need to be for your daughter because she needs you, and you
Well,
don't want to get to the point to where she ain't gonna want you around. She ain't gonna want to deal with you. She ain't gonna want to see you.
you're right though. Y'all absolutely right on that. And I'm not seeing it that way because
Like that is.
I'm seeing it a different way.
Yeah, and I understand it. I get it. But I've been around that long. How long we been friends?
Forever.
Like that's
That's all I can say
forever.
to that.
For real.
Forever.
Yeah, like we've been friends. Like
Forever.
I know. Yeah, for real. So like what was that? When you had Aries? Aries what? Oh seven?
How,
Was that oh six? Oh
how,
seven?
how old is how old is
Huh?
MySpace?
Facts. I know, right? Shit.
No, here
Like so you
you.
got to you gotta and a lot of like you gotta put things in perspective and you gotta be honest with the situation. You gotta be honest with yourself, and when you're honest with the situation, you're not going to shortchange Ari at all because at the end of the day, she deserves better than what he is giving her. Period. She deserves
That's
more.
true.
She shouldn't get shortchanged at all. the energy she wants because one, she didn't actually come here, and two, she didn't pick her mom and her dad,
That's true.
and you've been holding the torch, and you've been carrying that torch for the last 14 years by your damn self. So at the end of the day, man, he needs to step up to the. He needs to do his part, and when she's ready to talk and ready to invite him to something or whatever the case may be, he needs to jump through loops to make it happen. Period.
He said, yep.
But
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one.
I
I'm just gonna take a step back and let it do
I
what it's
know
gonna
it's
do.
it's let her do her thing. Okay, I know it's late. It's almost 3 o'clock here, so I know it's almost 12 o'clock there.
Oh
And
yeah, is it?
thank y'all for coming on. Yes, yes.
Happy.
I appreciate you
I'm
guys for
going
coming
to
on. We've been this conversation for
bed.
4 years.
It's late. We've
I
been
mean,
on
four
for
hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
It's been 4 hours.
It's been four
Four
And
hours.
hours
guys
Yes,
later,
trying to
and
keep
I'm
4 hours.
us
fucking lost
And I
in
appreciate.
Glendale. They did a bad detour.
And, oh, Lindale. Oh my God.
Yeah, like they got a bad ass detour, and all their detour signs are not accurate. And I went up like 10 miles. Like it's just Glendale is always like this. I can't stand this shit. They fuck up the freeways out here when they do construction.
I'm glad I don't got to deal with freeways no more. I deal with number highways.
Oh
I
my
deal with
god,
freeways.
this
I
is
deal
so
with highways.
annoying.
But I appreciate you
uh,
guys for coming on.
well,
It
thank
was
you.
good.
No problem. We
I will
must
break.
do
I'm gonna chop this
this
video up. Yeah, we got to. We got to definitely do this again. I'm glad you guys were involved. I'm glad you guys were involved. This was fun. And I
Yeah.
will talk to you guys later. Latanya, I'm gonna call
All
you
right,
again.
tomorrow.
nice
All right,
talking
Okay,
to
guys.
you
you got my
guys.
number.
Yeah.
I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Let
All
me
right.
know what's up. All
All right,
right.
Kyle.
Bye.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.